hopefully, not too many delays, of course. Always a bit of a toss into the air when we try and find out if there are any delays or not in these particular qualifiers. It can happen. We had a player PC freeze, but I think we've all figured that out now. I'm about to get live into Ancient. SemperFi and Alter Ego, a matchup of all time, is how I'll describe this one.
I think that's a good way to put it. And I did get information that SemperFi are currently playing from the west coast of Australia, which on paper, everyone means that their ping's going to be much lower, like much, much lower to the Singapore servers, which I'd assume this game is getting played on. That being said, here on Ancient is where we're going to be kicking off the festivities. 3-2 split for SemperFi. Everyone all across the map and Alter Ego going for the 1-2-2 split, looking like it will be the aim crunch. Valiant drawing attention over towards Donut here with Shady. Over towards the back of Donut. Oh, trying to strike, but the timing doesn't look like it's found its way too well. 2 picks for Alter Ego, and the A site's in their control.
That's the thing. Tomoko already getting 2 kills. Whatever ping he plays on, he's a very confident player. Savage has already managed to get 1 back, and Keen is trying to force his way back in alongside him. But Kaito, the young South Korean, will finish off the round. And yeah, Tomoko, sure, it's 1 game, but he did smurf that qualifier game that he played, right?
Yeah.
With Alter Ego, got a 1.72 rating. You might look at his, have a quick glance at his HLTV profile and say he's got a 1.72 past 3 months. Yeah, it's 1 game. It's 1 game. Calm down. But yeah, he's still only 21. As I say, like been around EU, jumping around these different Polish teams for a very long time. He even had a little tiny 2-month go into the breach before they completely dissolved. So. Yeah, I think he's definitely the player to watch in this particular server today for Alter Ego. We all know Bentet has all the experience out of all these years that he's played on Tyloo and Gen G, winning that dream hack on Gen G that he did back in 2020, I believe. It's a throwback now. He's a throwback name, but maybe never lived up to his true potential over the years.
Yeah, definitely seemed to have a bit more of a storied career when he was playing for Tyloo and such before making his way over to NA. And then, yeah, in NA, unfortunately, we didn't... That Gen G roster just didn't do too much, did it? I was so hopeful. I was so hopeful for it. But, alas, our boy Bentet. Look, it's good to have him back, at least. He sort of disappeared into the midst of Southeast Asian Counter-Strike for a little while there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was on NKT, right? Which I think did that team have Gratisfaction on it for a little bit?
Yeah, yes, that existed. I think there was a point where even Urcast might have been on that roster, and was he playing with Senzu?
I'm gonna double check right now.
I have a feeling he was playing with Senzu on that roster as well, and it was just a weird mix, and it never sort of eventuated to qualifying them anywhere, which was the problem. So.
Yeah, I was mentioning Zine earlier. He was on that team with Zeralt as well, alongside Urcast. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I was looking through Urcast's profile, and he last played a game actually against the Mongols back in 2023. And that was when Mongols had Hasteka on the team back then. So, yeah, definitely a different era. Quick match pause coming in here. Hopefully not too long before we get back underway. It was a great start for Alter Ego. Already got the AKs out on Kaito and Tomoko. And it's waiting for Finn and Bentet to make a decision. I imagine SemperFi will probably go for an eco here, because we only got that 1 smoke brought up on Keen. We shall see.
Yeah, we'll see what they end up going for. And I don't know what we're waiting for. But there's a bit of typing going on, and everyone's moving. So that's a good sign. Maybe someone's PC's going a little bit wacky. Bentet yet to move, and Finn, of course, still has that decoy. But I wonder what we'll see SemperFi go for. Looks like they're just going to play around that 1 smoke from Keen. Maybe come up with an idea. See if they can get themselves a free gun. Exits, maybe. There's only so much you can say when there's only been 1 round, right?
Indeed. Hopefully, as you say, you can hear the typing in chat, so probably maybe some ping issues, perhaps, with the server difference that you were kind of mentioning. Maybe some issues that they're just trying to iron out the best they possibly can, at least to a level that they're content with. So, we shall see. But yeah, I think what makes this game so fun in general for me is just like that for the love of Counter-Strike, you look at this roster and you think, okay, you've got a Lebanese player, you've got a Pole, you've got an Indonesian, an Indian, and a South Korean on one roster, and I don't think you'll ever see that again in Counter-Strike history. So yeah, it's what makes it funny and fun to watch for sure. Because SemperFi are the strong favourites here, but Alter Ego have firepower, and it's what makes it a worrying game for them. It should be comfortable, but having not played an official for 12 weeks, there's obviously a bit of ring rust that you have to shake off after that long. So who knows? Who knows? Could see some crazy results coming through in this particular qualifier. You'd probably suspect that the likes of SemperFi, Chinggis Warriors, the Huns maybe as well, you could say, Hotu even, probably some of the favourites to qualify through this one. So we shall see.
Yeah, it's one of those things, right, where I feel like, especially in this region, the play break doesn't really exist. It kind of does for one team, and that's like your FlyQuest at the top level.
Yeah. And
maybe like a couple of other teams sort of play around that. But a lot of the time you'll see like the teams all under FlyQuest or whoever is the top team at the time. Usually they'll just maybe take a week break, but then get back into it. And during that week break, like maybe they'll go on a holiday or something. But for the most part, they're all still playing. They're all still keeping up with it and making sure that they have every edge possible moving into that second season of the year. Because especially in the way that the scene is at the moment with the VRS points and minimal opportunities, especially in this region, to get those VRS points. Like, you want to be winning every single match possible, getting every single VRS point you possibly can at every moment. Because, yeah, moving into the second major of the year, it feels like it's not even that far away, right? It's like, 3 months away, 4 months away now? And it's going to creep up. Like, that's going to creep up real quick.
For sure. And yeah, I think it's those sort of things that can kind of catch you out. I mean, I mentioned just like, VRS dates and cutoffs to like, register your roster for certain tournaments and all that sort of thing. Like, it's actually so crazy how many teams haven't got their full roster like publicly confirmed before like these Pro League qualifiers, right? Especially in EU. I mean, Astrum are definitely going to be involved. Nine Pandas are definitely going to be involved because they haven't pulled out. They've accepted the invite, but Nine Pandas probably have to pull the core off their bench to even play these qualifiers.
Yeah.
And find two more. Astrum still have their core, but they've benched Kenzie and lost Grix to Heroic. So, and that's like, Amiga haven't got their fifth yet. I don't think Nine have got their fifth yet. Sashi haven't got it confirmed yet. It's just crazy that like it's a few days away, and there are so many things so many question marks still there.
Sounds like we shouldn't be too long as well before getting back into the game. It is just someone having some ping issues. So hopefully everything's sorted. I'd love a tab check at some point as well, just to actually check the player's ping. Because that actually... Yeah, we got that. Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so... Alright, as you can see, Finn and Kaito are going to be playing from further away than everyone else, but you'd assume the 14-16 ping from Tomoko, Bentet, and Bilal means they're all probably in Singapore, or somewhere relatively close by, maybe Malaysia or something like that. Whereas you can see, and what I've been told as well, is that we have SemperFi. They're going to be boot camping from Perth, so they're all in the same area, in the same vicinity. So that can maybe give them an edge, just in terms of the teamwork and the potential between round to round. So we'll see if that ends up being a factor or not. But yeah, it looked like it was probably one of those Alter Ego members that had the ping issue, because you'd assume if there was ping issues with SemperFi, it'd be everyone having the issue, not just one person or the other.
Exactly, yeah. And you can see there's a bit of a mix there on the Alter Ego side in terms of the pings, and that's to be totally expected. Always tough when you, as I say, you got some players from so many different countries, and even if they are in a couple of players are in a similar place to the other couple of players, you've got to try and match it up to the best of your ability, like get it as close as possible to make it a good competitive environment. So yeah, we'll see. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they perform, because I think seeing this roster, as I said, like on HL TV when I was going through the teams, even before the qualifier began, and seeing them come through the open qualifier, right? Just keeping an eye on it, it's like, oh my goodness, this is a crazy roster. What's Tomoko doing here? It's like some players do like do this. I mean, SemperFi are also in that same boat, right? I mean, they've taken Shady and Keen from Latvia, from the Baltic scene, right? And you know, it's actually improved their team quite a lot. And when they created this roster, it was a great idea, and I think it actually could definitely propel them to good things in the future. I've actually seen quite a bit of Keen in the when he played in EU in various rosters, whether that was in like ESL Challenger League in EU when he was playing on some mixes.
Yep.
Or some other, you know, bits and pieces around the EU scene, even in like ESE Advanced back in the day. So, yeah, it's an interesting team on both sides, and thankfully we're going to see more of them coming in right now as the pause is over. We've got some issues ironed out, I hope. It does look like SemperFi are going to go for their full eco.
Let's see what they end up doing with this smoke. 5-minute stack towards the B site. Alter Ego. Even spread. Just looking for a bit of map control, and not going to be tested. There's that smoke over towards Cheetah. Keen crossing through the molly. And hoping to try and force the T's into the stack, which may actually activate and catch an AK. Fortunately, Tomiko, who is the sharpest on the team, according to that one statistic. So it is a flawless round. Alter Ego mopping it up.
Yeah, Tomiko already farming the ecos. He's trying to get that rating up as high as possible while he's playing in a different region. To say, hey, look, hey EU teams, look at me. I've got a 1.6 rating. Side me.
Don't look at how I got it, but I got it.
Right, first gun round coming in. And of course, it's a gun round where Alter Ego still have 2 Mac 10s in play. So they're going to go for something a bit pacier to try and make themselves hard to hit with these A1Ss. Already, we're going to go for a bit of a mid-control here with Bentep, but he's eating nade damage already.
Smoke gets broken for the info there, but Alter Ego a little slower on the mid-take. So won't fall to the trap this time. Deep util getting tossed here, but Alter Ego with the mid control, and the bomb still postured over towards A main. Signals that you probably see them end towards A again until they go for this rotation back towards the B side. They do have cheetah control, and without SemperFi really showing their hand anywhere, it makes things a little curious. Smoke towards B main, but I don't think SemperFi are actually going to look down ramp for the banana control. So yeah, things are about to get really awkward as SemperFi clear out mid.
They have been pretty active in this round so far, right? Because they've got completely no information. So that's why they're continuing to search, whether it's a portion of the map each time. And that's a big amount of damage to Bentep, putting down to 19 now. He's been given the Mac 10 as he was low already. Bit of a whiffy one coming in, though. There's a team kill in the mix. But because of that, it's still a 3v3. And Tomiko does have a chance to deliver. But not to be. Plant may be down, but it is a 3v2, and they're so low. Another nade's going to come through and put Kaito down to 3 HP, by the way. Sure, no kit, but they've got great position advantage, and Shady is on that big flank. And it's all down to Bentep. Needs some crazy shots to be hit here to be able to clutch this one, and it's not going to happen. First CT round for SemperFi.
Yeah, guns online, and the rounds online as well. Love to see it for SemperFi. And yeah, just that mid-round proactivity, full contact back into mid for the re-clear, and then able just to find that cave control. Unfortunate little whiff from Finn there. If he managed to get, you know, 1 or 2 of those members and hold on to that cave control, could have been a fully different round, but alas, you know, we're not rolling back the round for that one. And into the 4th we go. Alter Ego with the plant and the clean anti-eco a couple of rounds ago means they get a full buy moving into round 4. And it looks like they're after that lane control once more.
We'll respect that Molotov. Cool, keen. There was a world in which you could have gone through it, but keeping yourself alive in this round is important, knowing there will be still a buy on Alter Ego. And Kaito does have the AWP out. Nade will be seen and definitely felt by Kaito. Goodness gracious. He's played a pretty normal position in the entire round so far, but down to 8 HP without kind of seeing a soul at all. And yeah, he's one of the players that I was kind of bringing up as one of the total unknown prospects on this Alter Ego team. I think he's like 17 from South Korea. I haven't seen really a young Korean talent in a good minute. But he's going to open up the round even on that 8 HP. Savage is going to go down, and now only Valiant's here.
All tucked and waited for that flash through, but the flash unfortunately does not connect on any of the Alter Ego members. So B-site is Gornskis and Alter Ego looking like they're going to have a flawless round here. 5 alive again. That's going to be phenomenal for the long-term economy.
Yeah, and they stuck with it, didn't they? They were very patient. I mean, even though Kaito did get naded down to that 8 HP, he didn't, jump off the boost. He didn't get put off at all. Stuck himself there, waited for it. And, I mean, it's a simple thing to say, but when you're a youngster playing probably one of your first big qualifiers of your career, he's played a little bit, of course, around the scene, but it's barely anything at all, really. I played on the team called The in ESL Challenger League a couple of times in Asia. One of those like sort of Eastern Russian teams that had like some of those. I think Daymake is the one player I remember from that team. Playing against these Eastern Russian teams that can only really play in ESL Challenger League Asia. But yeah, only 17. I mean, he's, as I say, been on that team for a little bit, that previous roster there. But, complete confidence there to hold that line. And great start to the game in terms of the economy, like you mentioned.
Alter Ego keeping it relatively safe. Not really brawling for the mid control. Happy just to let SemperFi waste the little util that they are aware is probably getting brought into this round. And then we'll probably see them retake lane. Maybe go for the mid retake. But just playing incredibly respectful. And SemperFi looks like with the call, they're just going to group up towards that A side of the map. Take the gamble. If they're wrong, probably just save to the next.
Don't see many stacks over toward A on Ancient, really. Quite very often it's toward B, it's maybe toward lane, as you say, with the crossfire, holding them out of that lane control. Such a huge portion of the map you're losing if you don't have that as a T side, obviously. They'll be allowed it now. As you can see, the rotation will be coming back in. There is a double push in toward A main. And one of those players, of course, is Alistair with the M4, so they have got pretty decent timing on this one, actually. They're working their way out mid. Shady is still here. He can provide a distraction while Ali and Keen work their way through on this flank. This could prove to be a bit dangerous for Alter Ego. Here comes the peek. None of them are looking, and that's going to be 2 kills for Ali. Make it 3. Oh, only with a few bullets left as well to take Kaito. That was pretty nice. Down into a 2v3 now for Alter Ego, and Bilal is trying to fight his way back. And he's done a pretty good job of it. 2v2. Ali's still here in mid, by the way. And he'll hear the rotation through Donut.
Feels like Alter Ego are aware he was there. Tomoko going to go for the tap and play onto Savage, who's ready with open arms. And with the bomb on the ground, there should be a SemperFi round, unless Bilal turns it back around. 3 kills so far for him. Ali, he knows that he's won it on time, so he'll just yeet on away and lock in a second for SemperFi. But look how costly it is. And you think about the long-term effects of rounds that Alter Ego have already won with 5 alive. That's 2 of the 3, right? Look how much money they have to buy up again. And SemperFi winning on what was kind of a forced buy puts them in a position where if they lose this one, if they don't keep it consistent, then their money's in the bin yet again.
Very true, very true. Like winning that sort of round is great, but only if you survive with 3 players or more. So, it's going to be tough here. Even though they've still got the AWP available, of course, that's one handy thing. Winning rounds at the stage of the game, though, is all that really matters. And I think Alistair did a fantastic job there with the M4, trying to force their way into lane control again, right? But Kaito was ready for Keen. He was ahead of the play there. Keen wasn't expecting him to be so far forward, and Bentek got his 1 kill as well. So immediately, right, you go for something on this next buy coming through, and immediately you're 5v3 down. Look where Tomoko is. Yeah,
he's right in behind enemy lines. Just went instantly over towards long. And it feels like SemperFi just were not super switched on that could be a possibility. 2v5 angle, and SemperFi again just going to group towards A and try to save this one if the bomb doesn't come their way. Alter Ego, pretty impressive with their, I guess, just patience and how they're playing this T side so far.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, you could forgive a team like this to only look good when it comes to like the, firepower, maybe necessarily they played 1 game really of note, which is the open qualifier match. They would have played 1 earlier in the first round of this closed qualifier, but obviously that was a forfeit. So, yeah, I mean, they're going to remove the 2 saving players from SemperFi. That's no AWP for Ali. He's got 14-50 in the back. That's double eco territory. So, yeah, crazy that they just look so solid right now, Alter Ego. Every single player seems to know their role, seems to know where they need to play. Sure, experience on at least 3 of these players, but, you know, it's not one you'd expect to slot together so well so soon, and right now it's looking great.
Who, if we had to take a gamble on who's the IGL for Alter Ego, would you think it's Tomoko, or do you think it's like Bentet just leveraging the experience?
I would say Bentet personally, because Tomoko's like only just joined. I doubt he would join as an in-game leader. I don't think historically he's ever really been a much of an in-game leader. I'll double check that, but yeah, I don't know. Well, if I was to guess, it would be Bentet.
Okay, that's something we can work towards, or hopefully maybe a more locked-in person in Twitch chat who is best friends with Bilal can hook us up with the information.
That might be the only way at this point, right? Because it's not
Honestly,
like this team has a Wikipedia or anything just yet. Well, it does, but, you know, not with this roster necessarily. Historically, Tomoko has mainly only really been a rifler, not really an in-game leader. So, yeah, I mean, as I say, like, Tomoko's been around for a really long time now, since, like, the beginning of COVID. Let's see if this round goes out of hand first, though, because Shady is dancing around with this Deagle, being a nuisance right now. Managed to find one, but I think it should be all safe. Even if Savage finds one on this flank, yeah, he's shown his hand now. That's unfortunate. Tomoko chasing him down. Long range, 5-7. Bit harder than the close range, 5-7. And the bomb will be planted, so it should all be good. But yeah, he's been at Los Kagurtos team, which famously beat Astralis in that major qualifier. Like, he was a part of that, and he's bounced around that roster for a long time. Different Polish teams as well. And he was always a pretty good player. But never really was able to hold down the fort for one team for a really long period of time. I'm not saying this will be the one where he can do that. It's such a crazy mix, but still. So he's a good player, full stop. Good damage here from Savage. That's worth.
Yeah, if he can keep the AK alive, that's definitely something. Bomb radius, not big enough to clear him here. So he'll get away with that one. But it's Alter Ego running away with the half so far, 5-2. But finally, they're winning rounds where their economy is not in the greatest of ways. So sooner rather than later, there is a potential for a breaking point if SemperFi can get their money in order. But, you know, as you could see from that last round, that's the flow-on effect of winning rounds with one player alive. You have to take way more ecos, and it's turned into a double eco as well. Only with the AK here for Savage. So we'll see if that can be put into place to find impact. Triple B is going to be the setup for SemperFi, and Savage going to lead the charge right down ramp, where they'll find a good amount of information in that no one's here.
Yeah, the thing is, like, what I've found interesting about this game so far, really, for SemperFi, is that they have been very willing to play on the front foot on CT side. They have been very willing to look for information and keep searching. I mean, look like what Keen is doing here. Like, even on gun rounds, they have done that a couple of times, playing that buddy system over toward, like, mid and donut and trying to push for information. But the only real proper round they've won so far is when Ali flanked A main and got those 3 kills. It's working again here. Keen's got 2 kills on a plate, maybe, and there we go. Shady's next to him. The Latvian duo gets the 2 for 1. He's been able to pick up the AWP as well. And now Savage with the AK is here to help out. He's hit a headshot, and Alter Ego are crumbling.
Love to see it, although Tomoko ready for the reswing of Savage too. Holds that spray, pre-fire works out. Now Bentet needs to roll back the years here in the 1v2. Shady knows that the bomb is down right in the open at mid, and Val is not too far away. Getting eyes on the package from Donut. Oh, a little awkward. Love tap to draw the attention from Bentet, but will follow through. And in a round where we thought that SemperFi should have had no chance of winning, just great proactivity, punishing Alter Ego for playing a little too slow.
And it's still working. Like, I was talking about it like before that play happened, and it hasn't necessarily worked out too well in the gun round so far for SemperFi. But these 2 lower investment rounds where they've been able to get at least one weapon in play, the AK we saw there, of course, of Savage, and the 5-7 flanking, that's worked pretty nicely. And they can find answers like that on gun rounds, and it should be getting them back into the game. But thankfully, this is a situation, right, Mac, where they've won one of these low investment rounds and they've kept multiple players alive. So they've actually got that injection of cash to remain in the bank and a little bit to fall back on now.
Yeah, one of the best ways to get a nice financial swing back in your favour. Keeping that AWP alive is a huge swing too. Getting it back in the hands of Ali and not having to buy that one up yourselves. But off the back of the tactical, let's see if Alter Ego change this strategy. Lots of members looking towards that B site. Late mid-util coming through here. Ali just blocking the window smoke. And it looks like lane control will be in the hands of Alter Ego. No one really contesting it. Mid control is what SemperFi are looking for. Smoke gets broken. Keen playing a very dangerous game here, but heading out to heaven reinforces that mid control.
Yeah, and actually, Ali was able to break that, to block that smoke, perfectly in a way where it almost gave him a little bit of a one-way with the Molotov in mid. I'm sure that was not exactly by design. You never know where you're going to block that smoke to exactly. But it didn't work out for a pick, unfortunately. It would have been cool if it did. Savage has got himself technically 2 kills, because Bentet has killed Kaito, unfortunately. Tomoko, though, is looking good once again, and Shady needs to trade back. He has, but he's got 1 HP now. Thankfully, Alistair is on the flank and in a very good position. Unfortunately, smoked off, but he doesn't need to show his hand at all. He has, though. He's going to break that smoke. He's going to be punished for it. Great headshot from Tomoko. 2v2 with Shady 1 HP.
Yeah, awkward situation. Ali on that scope, it gets heard. And Tomoko able to punish him for that. Resmoke on short. Shady has a gap, but Finn is eyes right on his position. It's going to be awkward once that smoke fades. Should be back to the 1v2. And Valiance, in a bit of a rough spot here. Just trying to isolate both these fights. Alter Ego, give him a moment. And there is a chance, but there's just too much confidence for the Alter Ego members. Tomoko locking it in with a nice timing on the peak. And that's going to be 6-3. Alter Ego continuing to stack on these rounds in the T side.
Yeah, I mean, SemperFi's only real 2 great rounds of the game, I think it's fair to say, have been on their lower investment rounds. One with that Ali flank and one with the 5-7 flank from the Latvian duo. So, yeah, it's not been a great look so far. Alter Ego are proving why they made it through the Open Qualifier so comfortably. I saw in chat, Mr. TJP said, Finn is calling, I'm good mates with Kaito. I can't tell if he's trolling or not.
Oh, he's definitely trolling. But yeah, someone also said that Kaito is of Korean descent, but from East Russia. So maybe he's
because he played on that The team, as I was mentioning, right? Like on the Eastern Russian. I mean, THE, like, I hate calling them The is so awkward because just saying it in regular sentences. But yeah, that's what the team was called in Challenger League Asia.
Well, new round, new opportunities. We'll see what SemperFi can do with another low buy. Are they going to stay proactive yet again? Alter Ego, not all grouped up, not playing slow this time. They are looking for names, and that swing comes in just a little too late. Won't be able to save Alistair, but Keen at least able to find that trade game. And maybe even full banana control. Resmoke towards doors, fast rotation, and there seems to be information from these A-site members. Plenty of shadows spotted towards A main. Valiant's trying to hold, but Finn shooting right through the 2 of them. It's going to be Keen to make his way back behind default. Nice angle to play with the AWP here. But I don't think he's expecting this boost up onto Plat, and that could be his downfall. Yeah, here he goes. Fully done.
Shame. Had a chance to deliver. As you say, having that AWP in that position was pretty solid. Even managing to have a smoke to block off Donut, so you only had to worry about 1 position. But yeah, with the boost up on Tree, it was always very difficult to avoid that elevated angle. And no force by win for SemperFi. That's going to be 7 for Alter Ego on T side, and most likely you'd think it would be 8 as well, knowing what money SemperFi are going to have in the next round.
an incredibly rough position for SemperFi to be in now. 7-3 economy in a horrible, horrible spot after forcing in yet again. And this is feeling like a bit of a nightmare for them. You know, things can definitely change. I still personally feel like Ancient is T-sided. You know, I see a lot of teams that, especially online, you know, love that aggressive gameplay. If you're not playing an aggressive CT side, I feel like it's not going to work super well for you. But, you know, people change their game plan once they get to the T side. Obviously, you're the ones on the aggressive. You have to have the confidence to try to find those openings. And at the moment, it feels like Alter Ego are just way more confident overall. Sending many members over towards Banana, but eyes on heaven. Even with the run boost, Savage not going to be able to find the opening. And things are going to keep getting even more worse for SemperFi. Smoke push from the bottom of mid. See you later, Shady. And see you later the round.
Yeah, pretty comfortable this one, isn't it? So far, I think it does deserve to be said that Alter Ego, you know, they have picked into Ancient. It's the one they're comfortable with in the very few games they've played with this particular roster, and we've seen them play. I've had one win on it, so you know, I don't blame them for picking it. Thing is like SemperFi's pick in response is Inferno, right? And Inferno can very, very easily get away from you, especially on CT, right? When it comes to the economy or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, you mentioned, you know, Ancient is pretty similar when it comes to that. It's pretty T-sided. The whole game is pretty T-sided right now.
Yeah.
The three maps we've got in this pool, in this BO3, Ancient, Inferno, Anubis, all have that situation where it's slightly T and you need to be aggressive on CT. And right now, SemperFi's aggression is only working on these gambles on low investment rounds.
Doesn't seem like SemperFi are changing too much, although they will look for that banana control early this time. Smoke on the cutout molly makes things incredibly awkward for them, but they've made noise. And you can see Tomiko is fully aware of that aggression, but the rest of the troops are going to try to make their way through Donut, which has been blocked by SemperFi. And now Red Room seems to be under fire. Ali just taking an awkward fight through the Red Room smoke, but no one ends up coming out on top. And with the cave control, Keen, he's going to be left solo at B. Reinforcements sent to mid, and Savage just waiting for the smoke to fade. Lovely little spray down on the first two, but Finn, he's been good in these positions, and he knows that Savage is going to be tucked into the corner. Fully solo. You can see Shady starting to make a move at mid to try to help him out, and they know where the final man is. That's 4-8 at the half. Alter Ego, full of surprises and showing us exactly what they are here for, and that's to make it all the way to ESL Pro League and put, you know, this mixed team of Southeast Asian and East Asian and West Asian Counter-Strike back on the map.
Oh, indeed, mate. Oh, goodness. It's a crazy roster. It's a crazy composition. But you know what? Right now, it is working. It's a long way to get to Pro League, like you've been saying. I mean, one spot available. It's going to be pretty tough, but this is a good start so far. SemperFi 4-8 down. Can they change things and now play the game on their pace on T side? They're going to be rushing in toward B. The utility is good. It's enough to be able to get them a plant. And Alter Ego will be going for a full 5v5 retake without a kit.
Interesting protocol from Tomoko to do that weird smoke at long to play around. But as we know, SemperFi more interested in locking in control of lane. Bentet drawing a lot of attention over towards Heaven as the other members start to make their way through long, through short, and it's not working out at all for Alter Ego. Glocks reigning supreme here on the pistols, and Tomoko just tucked into the corner, only able to find one, and Finn a single on the exit too. I think he has most of his armor left, but that won't matter. Shady hunts him down. It's a clean one for SemperFi to take the T-pistol and maybe quickly get back into the game.
I think they will, honestly, because, like, not just the fact that the game's slightly T-sided, the map's slightly T-sided, but this series should be a bit T-sided as well, right? Because, like, Alter Ego, it's harder as a mix that's only played a few games together to play good CT sides with great crossfires and great teamwork with great flashes than it is just play a pack-based T-side, right?
Yeah.
Like a play in default. So I'm expecting SemperFi to recover here pretty well if they don't make any significant errors to these playing against these 4 spies, right, with the 5.7s and MP9s, which is always dangerous. So we'll see. For now, I am confident they'll get back into the game. Alter Ego, I've got a lot to prove still on the CT side. 5.7 will go swinging, but the MAC-10 will get the kill, and that is a good start.
B site in the hands of SemperFi. They're just clearing out all the nooks and crannies. And Tomoko just picking his timing to go for that long swing, but walks into a crossfire. Keen and Savage mop him up. And the rest of the boys probably just going to try to keep the weapons into the next. Couple of secondaries, 2 MP9s, and some armor. And you got that flash as well, so you can have one opportunity to make a play if you don't reinvest anything else. But that'll be that. SemperFi swiftly moving on to a 6th. And keeping 5 alive, this is looking familiar to what we saw from Alter Ego over in that first half.
Yeah, at least saving with 3, as you can say, giving themselves a chance to have something in the next round rather than just a full eco. Keep that round a little bit more dangerous for SemperFi to deal with. Gap is now just 2. And yeah, I think Alter Ego have shown that they can play a good T-cell on their map pick. As I mentioned, they have played a couple of games in the open qualifier. Some of them, of course, off of HLTV.
Yeah.
And then one on HLTV to actually qualify for the CQ. I think that's a team called 6-6, which was a Mongolian team with Attacker and Coxer on it. I think the only 2 players I actually know from that roster. But yeah, I think obviously having not played a single close qualifier game, they got a forfeit win earlier. I think it was a team with Splash Key and Impression on it, I'm pretty sure. Couldn't field a full team, so unfortunately had to withdraw. So yeah, we'll have to see if they can prove now anything else on their CT side. Keen, I think he knows what's ahead of him here. Good right-click nade will do some good damage. Chip is enough to make this MAC-10 even more potent. There are 3 in here. Does need to be careful.
Yeah, they can see a shadow jiggling there as well. I think Kaido's in the perfect spot to see that. But they know. And I'm just going to swing off Kaido's contact if possible. SemperFi, in the meanwhile, feeling like, yeah, it might be a trap play. So they're going to start to back out of cave, make some ground elsewhere, and that's over towards mid. But Alter Ego, they want to take the fight to SemperFi. Going forward, P250 wallbang.
Yeah, don't see many of those. Uh-oh. I'm getting worried. MP9s are here. Valiance is going to walk into it. And, of course, Ali is giving up a big shadow advantage there as well. to that tree player, and the MP9 is going to do so much damage. Look at this. Shady's going to get caught. The P250 is now back in action to help out, and Alistair needs a 1v4. He's found the first, but he needs to solve this puzzle. Molotov backside might spread a little bit, but it's not going to spread enough.
16 seconds.
Sure. Bilal 5 HP, but as you say, the clock is really the issue. Bentet's killed Bilal. Uh-oh. Can they get the plant down? They can't. Okay, panic over.
Imagine if he somehow pulled that one back. That was chaos. And yeah, Force Buy works out. That P250 headshot through the wall, the paper-thin wall that was there at Cave, ended up being a big difference maker. You know, numbers started to thin, guns going into the hands of the Alter Ego members, and that donut control ended up being crucial. So, yeah, SemperFi, unfortunately, just calling their way back into the trap, and Ali couldn't get it done in the clutch. 9-6, and a chance for Alter Ego to really turn this game on its head. You look at the money left for SemperFi, and if they don't lock this one in, oh no, they've already taken so much damage. This is going to be brutal for them.
To trade 1-for-1, and Keen's hit a beautiful shot on Bentet. Okay, brute force has got them back into this round. Sure, they didn't lose any men until that first kill, but they got a double hit down onto 30 HP on Shady and Valiance was pretty crazy. Tomoko pushing aggressive. Just going to miss the timing on Keen, but he still might get it, and there's the info. And more team damage as they try and fall back. But yeah, that previous round must be so frustrating for SemperFi because they figured out what was going on, right, in that Jaguar position, and still in the end fell foul of the stack elsewhere. We're going back toward A here, and it's a bit of an easier push them onto the site, you could say, now in a 4v3. But there are still risks in Donut and CT.
Gamble rotate doesn't seem to pay off, and Finn out of the equation makes it quite easy for SemperFi. 4v2 and Alter Ego looking at their money, they just want to keep the weapons alive to the next. You got 5k in the bank for Bentet, you got enough money for Tomoko to drop across, and that'll be plenty to get the buy into the next round. So keeping the rifles alive is very important, and SemperFi are aware of that. You can see that they're already thinking about going for a bit of a hunt themselves. Mid control, Keen, he's having a sniff. I don't know how many rifles they'll commit to the hunt here. You can definitely afford one, but long term, the long game, it's more important to keep them all alive. Keen about to find contact, and there goes that one. And you can see Valiance, he's not interested.
Yeah, right move to make there to keep 3 at least. I agree with you, actually. I think Keen probably should have just focused on staying alive there. Focus on your own economy rather than trying to remove another rifle from Alter Ego. You know Alter Ego are probably buying next round anyway after they won on that low investment round. Or on that saved force buy, I should say. So, yeah, it's not really much pain you would have done to them. Bentet's got 6.9 grand. Is he going to buy an AWP and drop it, maybe? I think he's considering it.
The discussion. We'll see what ends up going down.
There we go.
Instant elbow smoke getting lined up. Everyone ready to go. We'll see if SemperFi can close that round gap. Again, you know, after losing that one weapon, it actually puts their economy in an awkward spot. So all these rounds, crucial to win in as healthy of a manner for the finances as they possibly can. Keen looking for that A main control straight away. It might even end up just being the full A pump. Kaito here. And at this range, spots a shoulder. Wide swing from Keen. Not going to be capitalized on. No one there to trade. And things slow down. SemperFi don't want to make any more mistakes, but Ali's playing dangerous games and gets legged in the process.
I mean, yeah, you deserve to get legged there after jumping across the angle you know the AWP is playing from. Goodness gracious. Savage has taken control of B, but how are they going to get there properly? Because they've got a mid player in Kaito to watch the walkout. You've still got Bilal watching the possibility of the cross. So it's only one player that's really slipped the net here.
Ooh, Finn. He's going to be the one to fall. Tomoko as well, starting to swiftly rotate across. And Savage isn't playing yet, so he's getting a world of information. How's he opt to go for this one? Okay, gets in behind Finn. He's heard two rotate. He's going to be looking for the double here. And oh no, Tomoko swings back at that moment. Oh, for whatever reason. And just like that, the play, unfortunately, won't go in favor of SemperFi. But in the 3v5, 30 seconds, there is still a chance.
Yeah, Ali's managed to burn Tomoko out of the round. So it's still only a 3v4, but there are two over toward B still. And Finn has got the information. Extra damage on toward Valiant. How are you able to get back on this one? 20 seconds. Alistair probably needs to reload that AWP, honestly. I think he's got one bullet left, if I'm not mistaken. He doesn't even have time to do that, really. In comes Finn. In comes Bilal. Ali will get his one kill, but he needs to get out of there. And will even be allowed to just about. Wow, okay. SemperFi are going to be super upset with how this map's going so far, because they've made like there's been two of their T rounds where they've found what Alter Ego are doing. They found the cave stack. They found the fact there was a couple of players with the MP9s over toward A. They lost to it anyway. They found the, they found an amazing flank, an amazing position here for Savage over toward B, and he had full control of the site. But sometimes shit happens.
Sometimes shit does happen. That is correct. And unfortunately for SemperFi, it's happening pretty bloody often this game. But they're still keeping it competitive. Only 3 in the deficit. It still is anyone's game, but Alter Ego looking more convincing by the round. Ali using the big green as best as he can. Doubling down straight up the guts. And we'll be able to get full window control. Bilal, in the meanwhile, almost able to find the lineup. Ali finally hitting the grave. But Shady close for the trade. So Spacing winning this one potentially for SemperFi. But no one there to grab the bomb. And things get even more awkward.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's fallen into mid as well. I don't know if it's there or up on the shelf.
It looks like it's below the box, right? Oh, it is on the shelf. Okay. So they can manage just to shift onto it quickly and now there could be a timing. Oh my word. That nade might do some damage as they fall away, but no, they avoid it. They scarper from that ASAP. So they've got the control of the B site now. And of course, look at the positioning of Shady after all this has gone down. I mean, he can hold for this rotation, and just one kill would be enough, and they might not even choose to face it. This game continues to go back and forth. It's getting exciting now.
I need to go look at the timeline for this game. Check out HLTV quickly. But it seems to just be going back and forth and back and forth. So many rounds. Like, yeah, in that first half, every single one of those rounds that SemperFi won was like an isolated round, none back-to-back. And this half, it's looking kind of similar. HLTV scoreboard's a couple of rounds behind. But, yeah, 1-1-1-1-1. It's looking mighty awkward for SemperFi right now. We'll see if that trend continues deeper into the game. But into the 19th, SemperFi with another round win. Keep it close. Keep all the Latvians and Australians watching enticed. And Alter Ego, they're going to be forcing back in with the two weapon save. Plenty of util, plenty of opportunities there. And SemperFi are going to take another tactical just to decide how they want to try to play this one. Because sometimes the game plan, it's just not going as expected. Like it looks good, and then Alter Ego just do like one timing peak, get a pick, bomb goes down, and things get awkward. And you know, it's happening way too regularly. I don't know what the issue is for SemperFi. Maybe it's spacing. You know, maybe they're just not close enough to get those trades through. And Alter Ego on the other side of things, like, they're not doing anything special. You know, they're just fighting, and they're really sharp.
Yeah, it's been a absolute brawl so far. Not the ending just yet. Trying to get that run boost in play, just couldn't get it exactly right though. Spawns will be slightly awkward. So no progress there for now. We smoke for Bilal, a chance maybe to play ahead of that if you want to be risky, want to take a gamble. And Bilal has managed to get the wallbang kill on Keen. So many paper-thin wallbangs can come through in that position. So many good flashes over toward B, though. Pushing Kaito off the angle. Does well to find one in the end. They've got full control of the back of the site until Tomoko comes out from cave. He's got support as well. You don't expect two. It's back and forth. It's absolutely wild. But Bilal holds the line. What a round from him. 3 kills.
Yeah, huge performance in that round. And yeah, it was crazy Kaito even managed to get one after all that. Man couldn't see a damn thing for many of those flashes. But yeah, off the back of that, Alter Ego just punishing SemperFi for going a little too far forward. Fast rotations from Alter Ego not being expected by SemperFi. And here again, that was another round where SemperFi won and wasn't able to capitalize off the back of. So if the rounds keep getting traded like this, Alter Ego just win Ancient.
That's crazy, right? I mean, I mentioned earlier, like 3 or 4 rounds ago, that SemperFi will be kicking themselves for getting into so many good positions and not being able to close them out. And, you know, 2 more have kind of happened since then. Oh, dear. Alter Ego with a great chance to take their map pick now. Money of Shore is still not in a good position for either team, because as you rightly say, we'd still be going back and forth, back and forth. No one's been able to build anything up at all. They're going to try and push out A here, though, but Kaito and Finna just holding the line. Keen may have found a trade, but needs another one coming in here, and he will get it.
Nice little shots coming through. Ben Tet, not able to find a thing, but Tomoko, the master, is still here and has the space to get that reload off. Just barely tucked in the corner. Ali punishing him for the swing. And on the 1v2, Bilal in with a shot. Eyes in the right position and finds the first head, but not the second. Ali spacing good this time for the trade. Swings with confidence and puts another on the board for SemperFi.
Exactly right, swinging with confidence. I mean, you could have almost forgiven him there, realizing there was a little bit of a gap of time since when his teammate would have gone down there, of not swinging immediately and playing the 1v1 out a bit longer, knowing he's got some time to use, knowing he's got like utility and the positional advantage and the bomb in his hands. So, yeah, fair play to him, just going straight for the kill and getting it straight away as well. And he tried to force his way out mid in the following round though, but he's been peppered by literally everything.
He not only was blinded, but the way that he was blinded was with the blooming Molotov in front of him. So the middle of his screen could not have been whiter. Like, he couldn't see a damn thing. That is the most cursed image I've ever seen since CS2 has been out. My lord. Ali, unfortunate, mate. But with the B-site control and a very good opportunity for SemperFi to stack on 10, they still need to get past everything that's creeping at them through Banana.
Oh, this is huge. Sure, Shady's in a good position, but how many can he get here? Bentet CZ. Not sure what era he's still playing in, but they're going to try and run him down, but Shady will hold it. And there are more where that came from, because Keen is there to help out. The Latvian duo in the right place at the right time to stop any madness in this round. Tomoko shouldn't keep this up. He will not keep the up. Great recovery from the Baltic boys. And SemperFi within 1.
The Latvian lethality.
We can keep going on this.
Nice little crossfire there. And they get the job done. I saw that going the wrong way. I saw Alter Ego winning it in my mind. And it was nice to see SemperFi find success. And more importantly, guys, it's the first time this game... Oh, not the first time, actually. Second time this game we've seen 2 rounds go back-to-back. The only other time, of course, was off the pistol, having a clean anti-eco. But with the tactical coming through for Alter Ego, we'll see if anything changes. They don't really have the money to do too much. Maybe they just want to calm themselves down. Tomoko, $600 that he could spend if he wants. Get a couple of flashes. Set the troops up for an aggressive maneuver, or maybe a reactive one. A good couple of strats you can do on Ancient. You know, stack one of the sites and swing, or if you get a good mid control, you can also have a nice couple of flashes to set up a little mid swing from a few different directions. But instead, it is 2 flashes towards heaven, which go well, but unfortunately, the elbow player Shady was not blinded by them. So Tomoko swinging through the smoke just looks a little silly. And this should be a nice easy mop up for SemperFi to equalize.
Where's Kaito? Where's that Zeus? Get it in play. No, he's not in a good position for it, unfortunately. It's not going to happen, my friends. And there we go. 11 all. Round 24. Guaranteed. SemperFi done it the hard way, that's for sure. In their mind, they should be thinking to themselves, this game should be done already after the rounds we've lost in this opening map so far. But I think the one thing they can say is they're not out of it, and that is at least something. Alter Ego have their buy, but obviously it's Auplus, and utility will be a little bit thin after they've used it in the early stages of the round here. SemperFi still got 3 Galils, so sure they can have if they lose the round, they can have a good buy in the next. Finally, as we had a little bit of a break in the economy, obviously, but let's see what Alter Ego choose to do. Again, it looks like trying to stay on the front foot, playing aggressive, looking for information. A boost above Donut, that's a great pick.
That's nasty. I like the teamwork there to make that happen. And with the pick, they'll fall away. Attention drawn towards a main, but that molly signifies that there is going to be a couple of T's not too far away. Finn burning to a crisp and barely surviving as he sneaks back into CT. SemperFi in the meanwhile just going to wait for Shady to make the play, but he's been spotted. 1 bullet onto Finn, good enough to get the pick. And Bilal, only with the Famous, will be able to find himself the pick and an upgrade. Double Donut gets dealt with super well. Valiant's getting a little spray down with the Galil, and that molly buying space to get the plant down.
That's not something you can always rely on, right? Getting a double headshot spray down with the Galil. Not an easy weapon to really get transfers and double kills with in that sort of position. But 2 headshots is massive from Valiance there. And now Kaito and Bilal on this 2v3 retake. So hard to recover. Great reaction though toward Alistair. But playing double donut is going to be so hard to get past, especially when you're hitless on both these 2 players. But they are going peeking, and they go for a double swing. They think that's the way to do it, but Kaito says no. Our double swing is better, and they will get map point first.
Crazy scenes. And that one's got a sting if you're SemperFi. Alter Ego incredibly happy to at least get 12 on the board, but again, they've just won with 1 player alive. And SemperFi did manage to stack on a few rounds back to back, so knowing that, you can see that they've still got economy for the 24th round. And Alter Ego, there again, down into an odd position. A couple of players playing without helmets won't be a factor, unless maybe Glocks come into the mix. But then also, more importantly, lighter on the utility, only 2 kits, which could come into play. We'll see how this one plays out. And what SemperFi opt to do, taking the tactical, just have a quick chat. Savage with the Insta window. But do we see mid control come through? 3 players sending it in this direction. No flashes across the top, and it is just going to be a slower approach as Alter Ego. They're making a lot of noise at mid.
Yeah. They haven't been nervous really at all, it feels like. They've been on the front foot the whole of the map, Alter Ego in a way. Been pretty aggressive. Willing to really hold back, and even in that retake in the previous round, you could see how kind of aggressive they played it. Had to. Had no choice, but still. Flashing towards mid. It's a long, drawn-out spray, but Bilal in the end will be getting one toward Keen elsewhere, and Shady down to 6 HP. This one is falling apart for SemperFi. Look at all the damage being done. Shady is still 6 HP, and now they're rushing in toward A as a last resort.
Okay. Opening's good, but the MP9 able to finish things off. Lovely supportive util from mid, but it's not enough to get Bentet yet another. Shady connecting onto Kaito, and we're down to a 2v2 yet again. Space to plant is not there at all. Tomiko just swinging through the blooming smoke, catches Valiant solo. Shady, he was worried about the flank, gets the leg. The molly could polish Tomiko. He swings wide, gets to safer pastures, and the lineup was there, but it's not connected on. And we are done with Ancient in regulation. Alter Ego, make it happen. 13.
Alter Ego find themselves a map up, and SemperFi on their map pick have got a lot of work to do.
Let's see what we get up to here. Alter Ego picking CT side, which, look, I guess historically makes sense. But Inferno also one of those maps where a lot of teams are way better on that T side, especially when it comes to online gameplay. And we'll see SemperFi try and find some comfortability here on the T side. Lovely opening, Keen. Perfect placement of the crosshair to crack the head off of Bilal, but it's a stack that they're running into. Oh, and it's awkward. Finn caught in the open. Couldn't find the man, yeet into CT. That's going to be Keen, who gets yet another name. And with all of that information and knowing that the A side's open, Keen is just going to try to make sure Bentet and Kaito are unable to go for the fast rotate, at least through CT. They're going down banana. So round's not done just yet.
Not just yet. Unfortunately, Bentet is very much walking wounded, however. Sure, smoke on Kaito, but no kit. That's the biggest issue. They've managed to smoke off Keen toward long, but the HP is just such a problem. SemperFi have managed to figure it out. Again, a little bit messy, a little bit scary, how it went down over toward the B side of the map there. But looks like Bentet and Kaito are going to keep hold of their Kevlar. So SemperFi have found the answer. Savage already on the hunt. Doesn't really matter if you go down here. You may as well hunt on a pistol round. He knows that they're probably in the spawn. And Bentet and Kaito actually don't realise that they're a bit closer than maybe they are. Playing in the corner. Only a few bullets need to be hit to get these kills under their belt. Extra $300 would be very nice indeed. Keen does connect with one. Not really realising that you could just spam the body. But Kaito will be given a quick trade at least. So because of that, we're actually going to get an M4 in play and try and make that a hero rifle in this round for Alter Ego. But SemperFi will have all the advantages.
Yeah, you love to see it. I think the main thing there, because Bentet was on 9 HP, you'd assume he'd been dinked by the Glock, right? So he's still got untouched Kev, can get that $350 helmet on board, and then get a really solid buy. And Inferno is one of the maps where you'll usually see CTs buy into that second round. There's not many maps where you can really do that successfully. Like, arguably you can do it on any map, but there's some maps where the priority is definitely higher, and Inferno, one of them. And as you can see, it's going to be a heavy haul set up just to try to get as much damage done. M4 retrieved, recycled, and Tomoko looking to put it into a better position. In the meanwhile, though, Keen going to be cheating through that arch smoke that was up. Oh, and Ali going to be able to find that first, but not deal with the spam from the back, and that's the bomb on the ground, and an awkward place for SemperFi to fight from. Oh, Shady going down makes this real awkward. And that's going to be the bomb retrievable. Keen has no read on Finn's position, who's got a molly, and of course, the element of surprise here. Yet to be seen on short. 5-7. Keen looking in the right way, but it's all about how this one gets played, and it's beautiful from Keen. The read on the short push was perfect.
Yeah, got away with that one. Again, SemperFi, I mean, goodness gracious. They survive with one player alive. It makes me wonder even if Alter Ego want to go and buy a little bit more in this round to try and put them under pressure with that, but I think they should rightly play a full eco. Pretty wild. I mean, the fake on the bomb there was actually a good play because he planted a little bit further into the site and then cleared short from behind default. So as you can see, like, you know, he had no idea where he was going to swing from. Thought he was still inside the bomb site, so well figured out from Keen. Very awkward when you know that you're being probably tracked and traced and you're having to make that much noise to climb up to a balcony, collect the bomb, drop down, all the above. It's always very awkward, but managed to figure it out. Nice dig from Finn, but there is a stack in the apartments here that the Mac 10 of Savage needs to be careful about, and thankfully he's held W and he's got Ali support. That's a 4v2, and that'll be the round in their favour.
Site full cleared out. Bentet and Bilal. They got that long control. And I feel like, look, this Deeg could certainly find some damage here. And smoke fades. Bilal doesn't get as much damage as he'd hoped for. Couldn't get the third tag, or even the second, for that matter. And exits are what they're looking for. At this point, you just want to try to get an upgrade into the next 5-7, and Deagle not going to have too much promise in the fourth round of the game. But so far, so good. SemperFi off to a much better start. Not only putting 2 rounds together here, Trav, they've actually put 3 rounds back to back.
Who'd have thought it, huh? We'll manage to keep 4 players alive as well.
You'd love to see it. So, SemperFi, of course, this is their map pick, and so far making it look like such. Alter Ego not having the success that they were on Ancient. Of course, you know, there's less weird places to play and to catch SemperFi off guard, you know. It's much more tried and true, this map. Much more, you know, one prong oriented. It's really hard to sort of work up flanks or do anything too sneaky. And Alter Ego going to be slotting Finn all the way to the bottom of Banana. Ali should have heard that. And with that pick on Bentet, Finn now out on an island, and he's going to be seen, but no one's gone through with Keen. He's just given his life for why? Wow. For what? Bilal here too now, and things get real bloody awkward.
And they're able to get another pick from Kaito as well. They're able to get his angle top mid, knowing what's going down at the bottom of Banana, and they can just double swing Savage out of the round. That's really messy from SemperFi because, yeah, I mean, when you get that one spray through the smoke toward top Banana, if there is one more player there, you should at least have a buddy system in play where you can trade a close player who's left or right. And they waited so long to get that into play and only push that one player through that the one kill comes through. And there's a rotation top Banana that replaces the first kill that they got.
Yeah.
So they just walk into that crossfire that was originally in place, that sort of got recompiled by Alter Ego. Just give them free picks, really.
It's one of those things where it just looks like there had to be miscommunication or someone not on the same page, because there's no world where Keen just does that on his own without saying, like, come with me or push. That being said, look, new rounds, new opportunities, and SemperFi with 3 clean ones means they can buy up again. But if they lose this one, then the game can quickly change over towards Alter Ego's hand. Mid pressure. Looking good for SemperFi here. Alter Ego, the 4-man stack on A, is being walked into. And Bilal going to be able to take the AWP out of the fray. Keen, wide swing, lovely crosshair placement to get past Kaito this time. But there's still 3 members here. And SemperFi may not be aware of that being a factor. Tomoko fighting solo as well. Disjointed, but he might bait them into the crossfire, and it's going to be 1-for-1. And now they know that both these CTs are here, 2 apiece, and 2 on the board for Alter Ego.
Nice again, just pretty solid. Didn't overcomplicate that really at all. SemperFi a little bit split up every now and then on a couple of those peaks and getting picked off. And you know, Alter Ego having the double AWP on CT side now.
That was so weird. It's one of those situations where you got that stack and you kind of really want them to walk into the stack. So Tomoko just runs out and dies. Like, there's not many options, there's not many situations, rather, where you would be okay with doing that. But Tomoko knows that he had that much faith in Bilal and Bentet to hold the crossfire. He's like, they got to run into this. I'm just going to go die, and made it happen. It was weird. It was wonderful. And Alter Ego now, they've broken SemperFi's economy and are forcing them to do some curious things here at mid. And even kill their teammates.
You know, at the end of the day, that doesn't, you know, hugely matter, but you do get a painful minus 300, so that's 1 less grenade in the next round, maybe. So, yeah, things just not going right for SemperFi, really, across the whole series so far. It's messy stuff. I mean, as we kind of mentioned at the beginning, in the pre-game, really, like, they haven't played for 12 weeks. Like, there's a bit of ring rust that they need to shake off in proper officials.
Yeah.
As Bentet will get some free kills here alongside Finn by the looks of things. There we go. But you would still expect some of these, like, pretty simple especially on the first map, right? Some of these simple scenarios which feel like just they have the round in the palm of their hand, they'd be able to figure those out, even with a bit of ring rust. And they've just been, yeah, kind of all over the place, I'm afraid. And the beginning of Inferno doesn't look a lot hotter just yet.
Okay, phase smoke coming out at mid. Alter Ego. Not doing anything too ambitious off the back of it. You can see they're using it just to slow down any potential pushes from SemperFi towards that A side of the map. And they'll hold the crossfire there at mid as Alter Ego have the three-man stack, looking to send all these HEs in to connect well onto Shady and Keen. And Bilal ready to send Finn into fight with that flash lineup.
Full control, top banana, sure, but it's what you do with it now. You have enough utility, but you're going to be running out as time will go on. A couple of smokes now will be used, but there's the counter incendiary, and no reason to run through it just yet, unless you've got a gap and that smoke did put it out. So they can work their way through. Bentet, right-click flash, could go for a peek with that, but he's worried about that flank from CT, and he's right to worry about it. They're breaking smokes all the way back there as well, but Bilal and Bentet have dealt with it okay, and Bentet will easily find one more. Finally, Alistair will put him down, but 2v3, 30 seconds. Finn's still got backside control, but Valence with a huge headshot, and he's going to be able to deliver another one on Tomiko as well.
Oh,
that's
bomb.
a great recovery. Now Kaito, they need to try and headshot the bomb on the cross, and he does go for the pick. But Ali will get the headshot. Again, messy, not clean. But they find the answer this time.
Nice bit of patience to wait for that flash, just to make it that little harder for Kaito to pick Ali on the cross. But yeah, just weird little moments coming through. Some odd utility getting used by Alter Ego, just like random smokes and stuff for Bentet to just be an absolute nuisance and almost brings it back for them. But yeah, Valiant's firing up with the Galil, able to lock in that fourth. I dare say SemperFi are probably going to need as many rounds as possible on this first half, because Alter Ego, you know they are feeling sharp, and you know that they love to cause chaos and get aggressive. And that on a T side of Inferno can be dangerous to try to navigate.
Yeah, it's true, because you have to feel them out over the course of the game, right? And try and gauge what they like to do, and having not really played them ever, right? Like, it's going to be hard to really tell anything from history, because you've got nothing to go off of. So, great nades from Alter Ego, and they're continuing to put this into practice. I mean, a double swing towards short there, it would have been a triple swing if needed as well. And just like that, SemperFi's push back toward A after losing one in banana to that HE from Bentet. Suddenly, all falls apart, and this is a guaranteed for all. Savage should probably try and save the AK. Issue is, he's got like a whole 45 seconds to still do so. Five Alive is going to be huge here for Alter Ego.
Yeah.
To build up some money as well.
And they're going to be very much allowed to do that. Savage just smelling the flowers, enjoying the Italian surrounds here.
Maybe choosing what to pick out for a meal on that blackboard.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been to Italy before?
No. I might go soon. It's only like a 30-minute plane ride, or like an hour ferry or something to go to Sicily. So I want to go. I'm just been waiting for the missus to get over here.
Yeah, fair enough. It's always worth.
Yeah. I'm going to put on 10 kilos. It's going to be great.
And then you're going to have motivation to work it all off again.
Hell yeah. Alright, incense towards the bottom of mid there. And yeah, so last time we saw this scenario over on Ancient, right? Savage managing to keep a rifle alive. They managed to turn it into a win. You know, there was some more things sort of brought around it, but this time it's just supportive flashes. Looking like they're trying to put Keen in a position to fight. Miss Savage, he's Mr. 6, so he's looking to just trade out the Pistoly members as that third man in. We'll see how it goes. Ooh, Savage on the line. It's a smoke out. And with that, SemperFi, just call the cancel. Keep it calm and look to play patiently.
These rounds are always the dangerous ones. You just don't want to give up the control you've kind of got of the game now. There's got an AK, of course, to find. They'll know that. Flashes and that one all-important smoke, probably for CT. Chance to deliver. Pretty, I would say, maybe split up defense here for Alter Ego. That's the one thing that I think is slightly risky. Sure, you've got Kaito with the AWP and Bentet here as well, but you can't really play a crossfire with the positions they're playing, so they need to deliver individually. Bentet's got his one. Trying to now to waste time. That is the right thing to do. Good flash, actually. It's really nicely played. He's got himself free. This is some classic, just smart Bentet gameplay. Savage is out of bullets, but he has managed to at least get 2 kills for his own tally. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with falling back and saving again, because those 2 kills are giving him extra dollar to buy up util in the next round.
Counter-terrorists win.
You'll take that for sure. And there you have it, 5-4. SemperFi. Heavy reinvestment into this one. And again, could find themselves in an odd position. Tactical going to be used by Alter Ego just to figure out how they want to play it. And if they want to keep doing the same things, if they want to go for adjustments, who's got what spawns. You can see Tomoko's got a nice front spawn there. And SemperFi on the other hand of things. You got Keen down to that Mac 10. But he doesn't necessarily have any great spawn for it. So we'll see if they just send him in as an entry. Send him in for some information. And arguably, what, we got 4 AKs, 1 Mac 10. So Bentet, the only member of Alter Ego without a helmet. So keep that in mind. If Keen can manage to pinpoint him, hit a nice little headshot, he could go down swiftly.
Let's see. Molotov. To gain some top banana control, but not near it just yet until the flashes will be coming through. And it's a good HE, but in comes that Mac 10 somehow alive in the corner, but not for too much longer. Kima's always going to find him. Kaito and Bilal have got a killer piece elsewhere, but that of course means they have all the intel of where they're playing from.
And I think the smart thing for Alter Ego to do is just save here. You know, find themselves a couple of upgrades if they want. You can see Bilal's got his mitts on that AK. And I guess they'll have a sniff. Why not? If you get a pick, it's that 2v2. But SemperFi, no one towards Banana. No one's going to give Bilal too much of an opportunity. And exit's honestly a very good decision. If anyone walks this direction, you can really put a stop to that SemperFi economy. But SemperFi have already cleared out CT, so they're going to go the safe route. And all 5 of these members should survive.
Terrorists win.
2 rounds remaining, and anyone's game to take a lead into the half.
Enough money for Alter Ego to buy up. All well and good here. Tomoko's got 8.4 in the bank, actually. And, yeah, so far, I think, kind of funny, right? Historically, I'm not sure if we know this for sure yet, but, you know, we're kind of assuming that Bentet maybe is the in-game leader. I do remember a lot of good Bentet games on Inferno, back in his prime, back on Tyloo and on Genji. Like, he always seemed to have a great Inferno game, and there's some, like, prime Bentet clips that I seem to remember were all kind of on Inferno, right? So, maybe just some of that old form still playing out here. Playing behind the smoke and behind the car position, behind the wood. Always dangerous. Get all banged out of the round, but fall back into it for now. They're actually going to leave him there solo, trusting in that position. There is a quick rotation, as you can see. It's Bilal on the mini-map right now, who's kind of betwixt in between, not sure which way to go. So he'll fall back to A now, maybe drop some utility over. But no decisions have been made yet by the T sides.
Yeah, they just got that even spread across the map, taking banana control and then going back. Put a bit of pressure at mid, just to keep Alter Ego guessing. Finn going to be caught in transition. Has that incendiary to buy 5 seconds, but ooh, drops it a little late. T's going to be all the way up long already, going for the full wrap. Crossfire between sight, between pit, but it's a lovely shot from Kaito there. Able to stop the long pump for the moment. Finn as well, getting big damage. And Tomoko locking it down at the bomb and pit. And short is in their hands. Okay, 2v3, still an opportunity. And as that smoke fades, Finn goes down. So we may just see this still be won. 10 seconds to retrieve and lock the plant down. And Valiant's going to be doing just that.
The retake, we all know it's Inferno. It's so difficult, but the HP is the issue. And they've still got kits in play, obviously, so they can take their time. And the creep up short could be the main factor, but Shady is watching it. Then Tep, will the swing wide be wide enough? It won't. And Bilal will go down to Valiance as well. Great recovery from SemperFi. I believe that was it. Was that 2v4?
I think it was a 2v4, yeah. Nice trade on the Tomoko in pit, then the pick on the Finn in library. Managed to make it work. So still a chance for it to be 7-5 at the half, or Alter Ego with this force buy can bring it back and keep it even. And we're about to find out exactly how that goes down.
Yeah, 3 MP9s in play on Alter Ego. He's at that stage where it's a little bit awkward, but they are going to continue to play aggressive down banana, pushing Kaito down with that M4. SemperFi doing well to recover some of these rounds at the end of the half. And could, as you say, could be recovering a lead. Standoff bottom banana between Shady and Kaito. All down to how this smoke fades, who sees who first, and Kaito will hit the double headshot, and that's big. Because they're now very concerned about that position, SemperFi, knowing where that bomb is dropped, worried that Kaito could push and look for more.
Okay, that CT wrap smoke is up for SemperFi, but the bomb slowly getting retrieved from the bottom of mid. Savage peeking out of apartments, missed chance to take the head off of Bentet. Some damage laid down. And the lurk smoke out of apartments. We'll keep the attention drawn that direction, but the long player falling, that's Finn. Means Alter Ego are only totaled up on A and have no information on a full wrap. If Kaito falls, the B site's open for the taking, but he doesn't. Oh, he's got the high ground. He's locking it down from up at the sandbags, and Ali gets that secondary out in time. Double at mid, but the bomb's still down, and 20 seconds means SemperFi need to commit to B or get something going. 1v1, Kaito opting for an AK instead, and that time is ticking down. Ali has to be the one to play, but pulls that secondary out. The techie not going to get it done. Kaito with the ace to close out the half.
Counting up coins for a soda can, and there's nothing going on, no game plan, no plans. So I'm jumping out the fire, back into the frying pan. I'm trying to disconnect from the stats and the spray tan.
Kaito didn't just kill 2, he killed the whole bloody team. Incredible final round of the first half on Inferno, and an incredible play from the young South Korean. SemperFi have had a game on their hands from round 1 here, and 6 rounds on CT for Alter Ego is pretty good. We're playing online on these sort of qualifiers, so I feel like SemperFi need a exemplary CT half to stay in this qualifier.
Lovely shot from Keane to kick off the second half, and Savage will fall, opening up that B site for the taking. So SemperFi, things look good, but unfortunately the info that Savage was craving was a little too much, and now that B site's been almost locked in. But the fast flank, 3 players all the way up Banana, may be able to stop this plant. No one covering, but shots from that angle are so hard sometimes. And it was a struggle, but Keane gets Bilal eventually. The T's, they come through with 3 big picks, make it a 4th over towards Banana. And Valiant's now 1v3 angle to try and make this work. Smoke towards CT, and Val, he's got to swing into all these individuals. Kaito going wide, and that is a rough one to lose for SemperFi.
Another one getting out of their hands after an early pick from Keane. It looked alright. A nice try, to be fair, from Valiant said to actually get 1 pick to the corner of Coffin, but always going to be difficult to get the immediate second. Kaito up to 16-6 now, and Alter Ego have a chance to really put the pressure on SemperFi if they can get this anti-force buy in their favour. It won't just be 8-6, it'll be 9-6 as well. MP9's in a 5-7 to try and make something happen. 4 towards B early.
Fighting fire with fire, but the CTs, they come in, and the MP9s just pepper him down. 2 for 2 trade, but the bomb going all the way to A as quickly as possible. Ali with the info, and has to give that pit control, but will at least dominate long and allow the other 2 SemperFi members to come for the retake. Bomb only just making its way to site right now. So there is a world where Keane can maybe catch a timing, already jumping up from second.
They've got site control, you'd think that'd be okay, and Tomoko smartly doesn't commit to a fight when he doesn't need to. Puts a molly down and then can play behind it to have a bit more of an advantage. Valiant's tagged down to 19 HP. He'd actually will launch his way in from the apartments though. Mid-air on Kaito, and suddenly it's all falling apart. Finn has only got the Mac 10, he's being run down. Oh my word. These things just keep on happening in this BO3, and Keane is the hero, as he has been multiple times already.
Crazy scenes coming through there. And Keane with the Superman straight out of apartments into a double kill is beautiful to watch for all the SemperFi fans out there. But we're tied back up. An Alter Ego with the bomb plant and a relatively clean pistol round. You're going to see them happily force into the third. So no one out in the lead. No one able to find comfort in this game of Inferno here in the second half just yet. Phase smoke coming through, and SemperFi still sending 3 members towards this A site. Shady should be able to get good value out of that HE. Big damage onto Kaito. And Bilal looking to punish here as he makes his way up mid, but there's no one there to find from SemperFi just yet.
Who's going to win this economic battle in the second half? Whoever does could be the key to either taking this to 3 or getting it done in 2. We smoke from Shady, and Valiant's playing with him with the MP9. Playing next to the van. It's a good position to play. Get a little tight angle on the left-hand side of it as a CT would look. It can be very hard to clear that if you're a T player. Incendiary down toward mid as well from long. That'll block off Bentet from going for a peek there for a little bit. But now they know they need help toward long. So rotation coming through. Valiance has completely missed Tomoko in apps. That could mean the site is exposed. But Shady responds well. Savage now knows there are players coming in through long, but they're exposed to this long player. And he tries to force his way into Bentet and goes down. Thing is though, he's 7 HP and Alistair will hit the 1 bullet required. Huge win for SemperFi, and that should put Alter Ego on the full eco.
Yeah, good timing on the swing there as well, just as Bentet pulls out Util at the end. But he kept them guessing, he kept them worried for a small amount of time. And SemperFi maintain the lead after a bit of a battle. And now moving into the next, you've got Valiant's happy just to go straight back into an MP9, knowing that Alter Ego shouldn't be forcing here. So look at him as priority to try and pick up some of these kills. Get the extra kill reward bonus. Pump up that CT economy as best as you can, as early as possible. And Alter Ego, they're just hoping for aggression down mid or banana. And off the back of that, you'll see Bilal maybe flash them back towards B. Keen is solo. If he goes down, then there is a world where they can plant and maybe cause more of an upset in one of these rounds. We've seen it happen way too often this series so far. Flash comes in, and yep, dinks, 2 HP. There's a world.
Yeah, no reason to respect that incendiary either. Being so low, but then push down mid, and here's the lineup. Shady's gonna seal it. Finn will get taken down as well by Alistair. That Galil doing work. Kept over onto that CT side. No reason to... well, I was actually going to say no reason to drop it, but, Valiant still have the MP9, so he's going to take the Galil instead, and Alistair can buy up the AWP. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have blamed them at all to stick with the weaponry they had in that round to play it one more over, but of course Alistair wants his AWP ASAP, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, especially with that spawn. Front spawn to go peep mid, so you'd expect him to stay aggressive here. Eyes on the prize, but won't peek into the stairs, although he will go straight through the smoke. A couple of footsteps towards second, and I think they heard that scope as well, so Tomoko slows things down as Ali's already left the vicinity.
Yeah, I appreciate him going through the smoke though, at least giving it a look. May as well. He does have a timing, and it's almost impossible, as he knows, with the economy situation that Alter Ego are going to have an AWP themselves. So, may as well try and use it to your advantage. Now, as you say, has to play back toward long in a normal position. Will get smoked off. He spots a couple of players trying to work their way out. Nade to break it. Will that allow a pick? It will. Beautifully played.
Push in. Good flash towards the top of mid. It was heard by Tomoko though. So plays anti and will trade out Shady. But Ali still looking to lock this down. Fast rotations, and with the bomb down on short now. All eyes on the final man's position. Finn. Ooh, lovely peek. Gets the AWP out of the hands of Ali. 3 more members to find. Molly pushing Valiance into the open, but he wins the tussle. And that's going to be SemperFi at the first 2 double digits here.
Always frustrating when you have the molly in pit and your opponent, you hear him burning, you see him swing wide, and you're like, okay, this is a free kill, and he just immediately headshots you.
Yeah.
It happens all too often, it feels like, but it's a good shot from Valiance. Good round to keep a good number of players alive, of course, as well on SemperFi. Suddenly, Alter Ego are on this sort of lower investment again, most likely. Imagine Tech9's a bit of armor. That's about it. Tac coming in to try and figure that out, but... yeah, just a good round from SemperFi and a great round from Alistair. Not even getting that mid pick at the beginning of the round, which I spoke about, but just having a great play overall with breaking that smoke toward long, getting the pick in mid, rotating back round towards site, having time to do so as well, and finding 2 more frags. So, perfectly done. And now in a great position. As I said, they needed a great CT side. They won the economic battle. That was the critical thing. And now they're in a good position to possibly take this 3.
Ooh, nice incend. Just to stop the mid pump. Looks like Valiance wanted to get frisky with that smoke break, but after getting tagged, opts against it. Doesn't want to be handing across an AK for no reason. Alter Ego just waiting out the banana smoke. Keen. All eyes on that smoke, expecting someone to sneak their way forward. Ali as well is there to refresh it. You can see he's at half wall. He's just playing anti and looking to keep Keen alive if there is going to be one of those flashes again. Or it's Savage, actually. So, solid CT setup. A flash to try and draw any information out. That Molly should get a tick. But that's so much, like every bit of util essentially used from the B-site members. So now Alter Ego can just waltz on in and hopefully get the picks that they're looking for. Savage didn't trade. He's just let Keen go down for one, and Tyto in the meanwhile going to be able to stop the rotations. Ali close for the trade, but you've also got Shady, who's made his way to B here to try and help out Savage, who wants to take the contact. Cross already going towards that pit side, and Shady can't do a thing. Savage, he's got to anchor up a storm here. 2 more T's to find, and he won't buy the time to get this rotation out of Ali. 1v2, an AWP in hand, a flash, and a kit. That's all he's got.
Oh, this is so difficult. Well played Alter Ego to figure out how to get into the site and how to trade your way in. Tomoko getting 2. Alistair knows the right thing to do. He just wants to go for it desperately, but he knows he's got to fall back and save. If you get the first kill, even if you do get that first kill, you're going to be instantly traded, unless Finn would whiff his lines or something like that. And pull out the pistol and get the immediate trade. So he's going to play some exits. And there is the one exit that he would be looking for. He'll fall back away. 2 players will survive in this round. Frustrating on for SemperFi. They had a good setup in Banana, even with that lack of util. They already all used up, as you said, right? Because you have the 1 player close, you have the 1 player top Banana. But the close player getting taken down so quickly made it uncomfortable for SemperFi to keep that top Banana control. Fell back. Shady then came to help out, pushed to the CT smoke, got immediately domed by Tech 9. 1 player had already crossed the pool. Made it impossible for him. I mean, now, straight away off the back of that, just short. Alter Ego won with 1 player alive, so it's not like they built up any money off of winning off of a low investment round, but the gap's 2 and it should have been more.
Yeah, it's looking rough out here. But that's a big win for Alter Ego to snag. We'll see if they can get yet another off the back of the tactical. Unfortunately, as mentioned, you know, that SemperFi set up towards Banana just wasn't really committed on. So Savage just not backing himself to trade Keen. You need more confidence than that to make it work, you know?
Yeah. By the end of the day, like, if you whiff, you whiff. But you still have to make the right play.
Yeah.
Like, you still have to stand tall and get your 1 before you fall back, at least. You can totally understand like why you would fall back. I get it, because you can wait for a teammate's rotation. You don't want to take the extra gamble, but yeah, as you say, it's all down to confidence at the end of the day, really. And yeah, if you play without it, it can completely change who you are as a player. Even if you had great historic moments in your career, some of the best players in the world have had crises, or crises, I guess that's how you say it, of confidence over their career. It can happen to anyone. Search for mid here for SemperFi. I can understand why, because there's no one here and they want to try and figure it out where everyone's playing from. Only 1 toward B at the moment, and that is Shady. He'd have a lot on his plate. There's no rotation coming through. He's going to get that now from Alistair, but will it be too late?
Well, we're about to find out. Supportive utility from CT should have allowed Shady to peek, but he is just locking it in. Oh, missed a chance for a second, but the first pick, you'll take it. Although Ali rotating in had, I believe he had Shady running around in front of him, making it awkward as hell. Keen going to be able to recycle that AVP, and Savage in the meanwhile going to try to make up for lost time. Retaking it, Banana, CT controls in their hands, and Alter Ego, they are all turtled up here in B.
They're turtled up, but they're also a little bit uncomfortable about where exactly to play from, and that is going to cost them by the looks of things. They're all going to kind of just die 1 by 1.
Yeah.
And it's because they just weren't... That's the thing with mixed teams, right? Like, communication, you know, in the heat at the moment, it can happen. They all just didn't lock themselves into a position, and if they have, anyway, there was not really going to be any crossfires in play either way. So that was the one way SemperFi could get back in, and they took advantage of it.
Yeah, it's one of those situations as well where as soon as you lose Banana control, if you haven't taken any other extremity of the B site, right, you do just have to figure out how you're going to fight off each other, and you don't have a lot of time to sort of structure yourself and figure that out. So flow of communication is definitely key in those situations. Heavy utility over towards that Banana area allows Alter Ego to take it relatively unscathed. And SemperFi may just opt to go for the retake. They can just recycle smokes and buy time for Shady to make his way across if they need to. but Alter Ego hitting the brakes, and, you know, they're happy with the banana control.
Oh, Flash to take it. Mid-round. We haven't really done that in a little while. Her SemperFi, and it's going to work out beautifully. Kaito was the only one there trying to keep control of it, and of course no one there as a teammate to play anti, for example. Try and stop that from being a possibility. It's going to get walked on here by Tomoko, and that's completely unexpected. I'm sure he's saying to himself right now, Tomoko, what the bloody hell have you just done walking through that smoke like that? But it's worked, and it's back into a 4v4.
Savage making noise on the retreat to the A site. Will bait that push through, but the timing is perfect, and he has no idea that Tomoko has slipped the net completely. Wow. And this round should be over. Keen gonna get flanked, stabbed in the back, unless Savage can catch him. It's all boiling down to the timing, but Savage hasn't gone Speedway. He's gone deep into CT. And it's over. This round's done.
It's all down to that one timing, and sure now SemperFi are saying in the team comms, how's he there? I was just there. Like, how's he got through? The only option is maybe he could have walked through that smoke, like you say. It's just so frustrating. And it's going to keep Alter Ego alive on Inferno. Within 2 once again. SemperFi were thinking, okay, great. Get to 12. All good. At least we don't have to panic too much about losing in Reg again like we did on map 1. But still that risk, unfortunately. Saving the AWP on Shady and the AK on Valiance is okay. They've got money to rebuy into this one. They can drop as well, even if they want to make sure they get full util on everyone else. So, Alter Ego doing well to figure out these situations in this game. Still a long way to go to get back even, but they're finding gaps and they're continuing to exploit them.
Into the 21st, getting deep into regulation again. And SemperFi. Okay, Ali's thrown himself a nice bit of utility to extinguish the molly. Ooh. Leg onto Bilal, but they know the position of the AWP now, and it's not at A. So how do Alter Ego play this? Flash across the top. Ali already boosted up on the half wall. Will be able to retake the line. And lovely placement on the HE. Look at that, 49 damage for free onto Bentet. But SemperFi don't know that at the moment. Flash back in. Ooh, an opportunity. But it's gone fleeting.
Wow. Look at this. I really appreciate Alistair holding his ground here, standing his ground. You just don't expect this in a month of Sundays. He's missed 2 shots top banana. I say missed, he's hit 1. It was a leg. And you're still sticking around. It's awkward with Keen pushing down because he was kind of in Ali's crosshair there. But still go 1 for 1. And now they can just leave Alistair on banana to take control of the full B bomb site and just hope your A site defenders hold on here. Oh, wow. He's done it again. Same thing as earlier. Molly in pit, swings wide, still hits 2 headshots. And Shady is the insurance policy. So really important round there from SemperFi. Playing super aggressive in banana. In the end, did pay off.
Yeah, lovely situation played there. And Alter Ego going to take their final tactical just to try to squeeze out any more from Inferno here before SemperFi stack on a 13th round, which on paper should be a bit easier here. You've got Alter Ego with not the best of buys, not the best of utility. So once they drain that out, things should be a bit easier. But that's if they don't go quick, which can be an option here for Alter Ego. It's an El Clasico. Going a tactical straight into a rush to try and catch the CTs off guard. And we'll see if SemperFi opt to still send 3 towards B early, just in case that could be a possibility. And we'll find out what the call is from Alter Ego in a moment.
Looking to stay in the game. Otherwise we're going to a decider of, I believe, Anubis it is. Looking to go for the aggressive pick.
Ooh.
Trying to time it with the flash. Very often possible, but all the way up to the attempt. Peak top banana, pretty dry there from Savage. Not really much utility toward Kaito other than that corner position, and he kind of avoided most of it, honestly. Down to 19 HP, but gets the kill. And he probably will have heard Keen's repositioning as well. So Alistair's going to have to do the heavy lifting here to try and recover this one for SemperFi. Going for the peak. Oof. Nice tag. But he's pulling out utility and he could get caught. Kaito does get one more, but Keen doing a great job here. And has the AWP on the ground to pick up as well. Recovering it into a 3v3. Again, looking aggressive to push for it. Shady took Finn in the meantime. And the bomb is being herded back down Banana. So SemperFi again managed to wrestle a man advantage here.
It's so awkward for Val. Using that bit of utility. Alter Ego are aware of where it came from. But they're just trying to figure out what Shady's doing. And Keen, he's going to be the info man. Oh, he's seen it. The shadow. I think it's just barely gone around the corner. And Keen aware that there is a man at the bottom of mid. And might have spotted the bomb with that as well. Valiance hasn't moved though and knows where the second player is. So now the pincer comes in and can isolate either of these fights. It's awkward, but finds the first man, and one bullet will send Bilal to the grave and send us to a third to decide this series. SemperFi taking their map pick of Inferno, and we aren't done yet.
Well, nothing's been easy here by any stretch of the imagination, but SemperFi are doing a good job at holding on against what is a difficult team to face, of course. A very unpredictable team to face as well.
Hello. Welcome. We are here and ready to finally close out this series on Anubis. It's going to be a fun affair, and as you can see, Alter Ego probably won the pistol, won the knife even, because they've started on this T side. Finn getting frisky at that mid-smoke, and Bentet in the meanwhile just going to be pumping Alistair in the back of the head. Valiance rotating off towards mid, and B-main was open, so now things get awkward for SemperFi on the retake.
Yeah, the Molotov in toward Temple there was a great one, just to hold them at bay a little while longer, and Kaito is once again hitting really nice shots. Shady will go down. Good trade from Valiance, but working your way back in is going to be so difficult, but hang on, Finn is 17 HP. They can still force their way through here, and they've done it somehow. Wow, what a retake. Valiance with 4 kills. That is not one that will come through every day of the week.
Yeah, Val feeling good, it seems. Hitting a nice couple of crispy ones here on the pistol. But there's still a long game to go. And look, arguably winning the CT pistol is probably one of the easier CT rounds, because you know that with that bomb plant going down, Alter Ego are going to be bringing in one of the stronger buys. One of the ones that's going to be harder for you to deal with, especially when you have a few MP9s on board. But as you can see, Val going straight for an A4. Keen with an A1. So they got plenty of options here. And we'll see what Alter Ego go for. Looks like it's a slow approach initially, just trying to feel out what the CTs are doing.
What an incredibly important pistol that could prove to be as well, especially getting one on CT Anubis. I mean, it's a broken record when we talk about how T-sided this map is, but especially in a third map beside it here, team that like Alter Ego, which are going to be aggressive, they're going to be unpredictable. Every single round will matter and will count. It's a good start from Keen. He's been pretty imperative to this SemperFi roster so far today, winning a number of clutches on Inferno. Standing tall, making the right moves nearly every single time. Shady will manage to deal with Tomoko's push through as well. Damage is pretty significant now. The taps with the tech line are being attempted on these jiggles, but there should be no way out now with 42 HP between the two of them.
I think they go on the path of least resistance, though. Only Shady on low health here, playing the off angle at Fountain. So they get that pick, then Savage is next. He's also tagged up. And as you can see, Keen, he's hunting for information with the mid push. It will boil down to the timing. I think Savage has seen this one, but it all works out in the end. And SemperFi get past the force buy of Alter Ego. That's going to be 2-0. And Alter Ego, no plant, no chance at going for the buy into this one.
clean and comfortable one for SemperFi. Those have been few and far between, really, in this series. They started well like this on map 2, to be fair, but even that one was a bit of a squeak overall. Actually, a little bit more of an investment here for Alter Ego than maybe I expected. We are buying down a little bit to afford some pistols and some util to maybe try and get a plant. Try and just pop through the rugs position down toward A main. Couple of Molotov, couple of flashes to aid this. You would think could work out for something. Only got one player toward A right now. They got a quick rotation, of course, from Shady, but could be a possibility to put A under pressure. Playing it pretty defensively. Alistair's got a gap to work with in this window smoke in mid, but does need to be careful. Using any pick here would be frustrating. Obviously no risk of losing a gun and dropping that over to a T player in that position, but still got to make sure you don't go down, keep everything in play. We've got a full rotation round from Keen as well. Alistair's still providing a bit of a fake for this one, and Keen is just wandering all the way through. Tomoko will take the fight, but Keen will take the win. And this should all be good.
Into the fourth we go, and Alter Ego back to the guns, and back to a better opportunity to get around on the board. It feels like, you know, so far I feel like they have definitely peaked on Ancient, but there's now the time where they can turn this one around and try to steal that momentum away from SemperFi. Ooh, Shady disrespecting the molly. That tick has come through, and he is between a rock and a hard place. That HE should get good value. Oh, almost polishes Shady off, but he creates enough space to survive. And in the meanwhile, everyone grouping up for Alter Ego. Just smacking it in from B main. Good timing on that incend as well to crack open the troops. And Valiance wasn't even necessary to go for a shot until Keen finally fell. Hard crossfire worked perfectly. And in the 3v1, this is going to be difficult, but look who's alive. It's Bentet, and if he has anything, it's experience on his side. Getting past the first hurdle, and there might be a gap to get past the second. Awkward for Shady on low health. And he calls the bluff.
Ooh. He can balk A. Is he just going to go through? He could if he wanted to, you know. There is that path available. But just playing time. He knows he's got a full, like, 50 seconds still in this round to try and lure one out into the open, and unfortunately the timing is not on his favour. I can understand him waiting there, right? Because he wants to find one more player making a mistake on SemperFi. They have been, admittedly, making quite a few mistakes in those tight rounds over the course of the series. So Bentet's like, look, just hopefully one more player will peek me. I'll get a chance at a 1v1, and you never know what will happen from there. But yeah, no more than that. Great hold in the end from SemperFi, and Valiant's doing a great job in the corner. One of the most like underrated positions actually on that B bomb site, right? Playing in that right corner near jail, especially if you've got teammates to distract for you.
Ooh, Tomoko finding the gap on the edge of the molly. Able to almost crack an opening at mid, but Keen with the block utility. Oh, finds one across the top, but tries to transfer and can't quite connect onto Tomoko. Awkward for Shady as well. That smoke gets broken, but doesn't quite reveal the Alter Ego members. And Finn, in the meanwhile, going to be spotted towards main. SemperFi forced to play 2-2 and give up that mid control completely.
They like to push into Canal still. They got the AWP holding the line, so a rifler can push up with that AWP support. Actually looking for a swing. He's got teammate support on that one as well, but Savage down to 11.
Ooh.
Damage done to Finn, but he's completely held his ground there and found one more kill. Fair enough. Valiance did get that trade, but the aggression through to find that trade has left the rest of the A bomb site open. So 3v3, Savage 11 HP on this retake. They got that one kit, and the most awkward thing is that one kit is on the low HP Savage. So if he holds that defuse, one bullet would be enough to find him, but they hold together, hold each other's hand, and trade their way back in. But now Tomoko has all the eggs in his basket. Just doesn't need to break them, and he won't. He will hold on to the line, take down Savage. That's Alter Ego's first round of Anubis.
It took a little bit to get on the board. I thought SemperFi could have been in with a good shot, but once they knew it was going to be 2 players retaking from a main, you can set up relatively well to try and punish that. That being said, as we were talking about earlier in the broadcast, you know that when you win these rounds, but you only have 1 alive and your economy is not in a good way, SemperFi still have that opportunity to bring things back in their favor. If they win this one, they can punish that T economy. But likewise, if Alter Ego win this one, they'll find 2 rounds and kind of crack that CT econ. So we'll see what ends up happening. Mid control being gifted by SemperFi. No contest, as Ali was boosted at B main, which will find success for the opening. And with the B main control, you don't need to have this many players on B. So Keen thinking about going for the rotate, and nice timing on the insend. The extinguish comes through. Shady looking to hold this mid pressure, but that underarmed flash works perfectly. But Bentet has a 1v4 angle to play with.
Yeah, this is pretty impossible. Every time you go through a smoke toward camera like that, it just never feels like it's going to work, right? I mean, if you've got even 1 player on the other side, usually it's enough. If you have a nade to break that smoke and maybe a supportive flash, that's the way you can do it. But you just walk into your death nearly every single time if you make that call, and that's how it worked for Alter Ego on that occasion, I'm afraid, for them. They have got some form of money here to go for a purchase, but it's not going to be perfect, knowing, of course, what happened in that 1 round they won. Good hold again from SemperFi. Then if you notice as well, they actually, I think, put like a Mongol's graffiti on the wall in camera, and Tomoko shot at it accidentally, thinking it was a player.
Oh, yeah.
Which is quite funny.
The freebie there. What was it? It's the undead zombie or undead soldier or zombie soldier. I can't remember the one that's the cursed graffiti. And I think it's...
Oh, yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about? Yeah, it's... It looks like a CT head on like specific maps similar to this map. Probably works on this map too. But I think it was like a gentleman's agreement that players wouldn't use it. So it's interesting that the Mongols one is there. I don't think that was probably the intention. Surely it was just like a random spray. But you never know.
It did make Tomoko shoot it once, though, and he was like, that's a graffiti. Aggression from Valiance outside B. Tomoko can't exactly clear this one alone. He's got to worry about Keen as well. He's actually been tasked to hold on to this side of the map alone overall, actually.
Ooh.
Get some information. Just doesn't know about Valiance Zone. That could be a bait for him to get this opening kill.
Alter Ego just not falling into the trap. And Tomoko going to go for a safe rotation all the way through T-spawn. Nice and silent. And Keen having a sniff here. Fully clearing out B main gives them a lot of control, and with 50 seconds on the clock, double B main setup, you can give up tempo, you can keep some eyes on mid, and if the bomb does end up coming back through Con instead, you can just happily retake B with all of this map control. But the B main members, they're going to keep on going, find this pick onto Bentet, but they're hunting for a bit more information, and that's on these members towards water. Bomb going to be spotted in the debacle, and Ali won't be able to hold down the fort. I don't know if the silencer was spotted there. Savage swinging around like a crazy man. Kaido able to go for the trade, and Shady there at Cake, only able to find one himself. Keen already here after taking that mid control. And you'd think he'd want Valiance to activate first to draw attention away, but with Keen taking contact, Val can now swing and should be able to find the trade, but the smoke, the cover, it's there to make it awkward. 10 seconds, Kaido needs to commit, and Valiance is going for what looked like the wide swing, makes his way to pillar. Molly forces Kaido into an odd position. Oh, and he misses the one opportunity he's afforded himself.
Oh, it's a real nice try, but as you say, just like so many angles to have to worry about.
Yeah.
The nade coming in, and he's got no armor, just making it even more painful, that HE. And the incendiary forcing him right after that HE does so much damage. Couldn't go left and play inside of it. Would only probably take 2 or 3 ticks to take him down without armor. So, yeah, tried his best, and again, I think they'd be quite happy with the outcome of the round, honestly, because it was good damage considering what they took into it. But it's not the round win, and SemperFi have 6 on CT, which is a really good haul. And it could be a lot more still.
Oh, lovely flash, but missed opportunity. Bentet at the ready. I think he was playing anti behind the corner, but a lovely little spam on a timing gets Valiant some redemption. And the two-man setup here on B, I think is known by Alter Ego, but they're going to be going in regardless. Flash dodged by all the members in Con, and the picks come through fluently. B site in the hands of Alter Ego, and Savage, he's already thinking about saving.
That's probably the first. Is that the first time in the game they've actually done like a proper group up toward like E-Box and like one player outside B main and just gone for a proper split? First time they've done it, and first time it's worked properly, I would say.
Yeah.
So
I think most of the rounds they've been sort of targeting the A site. When they've gone towards B, it was just like a big group at B main, not actually entering or attempting to go for the split.
yeah, exactly right. That was the one round where Valiant's got those 2 kills, right? With playing in the right corner.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, they haven't really gone for a proper split like that, and finally they decided to put it into practice. Haven't really touched E-Box that heavily, and well, I mean they should touch it a bit more. Hopefully they don't get overly electrocuted. First round they go for it, they get away scot-free. Get their second on the board. I don't know if that will urge them to do it more over the course of the rest of this half, if they've noticed that's something they can exploit maybe.
Yeah, let's see if they can double down as well. Obviously, getting a few more rounds on the board is pretty crucial on the T side of Anubis, you'd think. SemperFi already doing a fantastic job to get 6 CT rounds, and every extra one is just extra pressure for Alter Ego. Ooh, flash across the top. Doesn't really connect onto Finn, but he's not ready for the aggressive swing. 2 men coming in that little bit later. But with these picks, you'd happily fall off. Ali going to get refragged over towards mid. And now Alter Ego just trying to figure out where to put their pieces. One at mid, bomb towards Con. You'd kind of want Bentet to go this direction to help him out. If the bomb drops in Con with no second man there, that is a recipe for disaster, and that's exactly what you're going to see.
Yeah, that's a really nice frag from Keen. It's a pure reaction double headshot through the corner of the wall there. Bentet will get 1, but not 2, and that's round done. And that's kind of like a bit of a masterclass there from SemperFi on how you go about CT aggression on Anubis, right? Like, you have a couple of players A main, you go for a flash, you go for a 2-man peek. You have a couple of players canal in toward connector, you go for the connector to canal peek, and you get your trade and opening kill there as well to make sure you have an insurance policy, and didn't even need it in the end because everything was just so clean. And yeah, that was just a really good round to play. Finn was in the right position to stop that A main aggression, but he just moved his crosshair to like the pre-aim. Oh my god. I'll get back to my point in a second. Keen is just completely domed Kaito and Bilal in Canal. That's crazy. To get both headshots there is wild. And Finn can't connect with much, I'm afraid, in that A default position like I've been mentioning. So this is going to be 8 on CT for SemperFi. They finally seem to have relaxed things here.
Keen. Lovely angle. And spots the final member. Toe-to-toe, Val gets it done eventually. It was awkward, it was scrappy. But it's an 8th. And that is a phenomenal CT side already coming through. And a chance for 2 more. Tactical going to get utilized by Alter Ego just to try to figure out how to stem the bleeding at this point. Because it's already feeling lost in my books.
Yeah, it feels that way. It's critical as well for SemperFi, right? As we've mentioned, this is the stage 1 of the close qualifier. There's no lower bracket here. If you lose, I believe you are out. And yeah, I think getting to that stage 2 where you have at least a bit of security of knowing there's a lower bracket will make them feel a lot more comfortable. It was as we were mentioning in the pre-game, their first official for 12 weeks since those sort of OS qualifiers for the Blast Austin Major. So it's been a while since they've been playing officials. Some ring rust to shake off. Playing a difficult team, an unpredictable team. These sort of games can get away from you. But so far they're recovering it pretty impressively. Look at the utility on Alter Ego in this round. So thin.
Yeah, not a lot to work with. Even after getting the initial stages of map control, what do you got? Nothing really. Savage happy to disrespect that A main smoke, expecting a flash in at some point. And it feels like the structure for SemperFi, it was visible there for the last couple of maps and wasn't quite working. You know, Alter Ego feeling like they could probably do a bit more puggy maneuvers on those maps, but Anubis, the structure has been key for SemperFi's success here. And they're making the right stack as well, putting 3 players here, although Valiant's falling. Keen not getting hard cleared in the corner. Will spot one, let him out. Shady wanted to take that contact, but unfortunately overplays it, and Shady cannot double down. So things getting awkward, and you look at the money, SemperFi can kind of buy into the next anyway. So you should try to do some financial damage if you want to min-max it, but it looks like they're not interested. You can get an AWP across to Ali with this save, so I think that's the call.
Yeah, fair enough. Bilal getting a couple of kills. Well done. Keeping them scrapping at the end of this T side. 4 is an absolute minimum. What do you feel like it's going to be a little bit too far gone, but we'll see. I'm sure for a lot of people just tuning in, the fans of SemperFi and some of their players, even I'm sure there's some Baltic Counter-Strike fans in chat as well for Shady and Keen. But you know, there's names on Alter Ego that EU Counter-Strike fans will be familiar with from Bentet's days and Gen G, and of course in Tyler as well, even though he necessarily wasn't playing in EU regionally. He was always involved in EU tournaments, being at that sort of rank back then in his career. Tomoko has been all over the Polish scene and playing in so many like constant CCTs pretty much over the course of his short career, four-year career over the course of online Counter-Strike, pretty much. Not played many LANs at all. Finn looking to try and find Valiance here. Finn, of course, from that God's Reign roster. Indian team. Let's get a couple of opportunities every now and then in these sort of qualifiers. Might get more in the future now, of course, as we have these changes to how the VRS works, combining all these regions. In comes a push, though. We're playing pure contact here, Alter Ego, trying to walk our way through. And Alistair, he'll get 1 for 1, which is fine. Savage and Shady are still here, and Valiance is going to catch Finn as well. That should relax things entirely.
Savage, Swift on the trade, and Bilal, he's got an opportunity here to maybe close the half on a high note, give some breathing room into the next 50 seconds. You don't have to disrespect that molly at all. But the bomb definitely needs to be retrieved at some point. They've heard the footsteps. Full focus, Keen will face. Savage should swing on the contact. Oh, there's those shots. Savage position known. And he might have heard Keen jump up. Has some time to try and figure this one out. Yeah, Savage just holding his nerve. There's Keen, who does it all himself. And 9-3 going to be the scoreline at the half.
SemperFi edging closer to stage 2 of the close qualifier for Asia in ESL Pro League Season 22. The one spot available in the main event. It's an absolute gauntlet to get there. Same for every single region, of course. Very cutthroat in these qualifiers. And Alter Ego are realising that. They came through the open qualifier. They had a free path in their first game today as their opponent couldn't field a full roster. It got them through to this game versus SemperFi, and they have not embarrassed themselves whatsoever. They have looked very, very solid. But SemperFi were the favourites going in. They're one of the favourites for the entire qualifier. And we'll see if they can close it out here on the favoured side of Anubis to get it done 2-1.
Yeah, we'll see what they can cook up. A pistol will put them in a stellar position to close things out. And they're ready for this mid-aggression. Bentet, shots going every which way, but not where he wants them to. And that's going to be the double man punishment. Finn as well going to be spotted here. But there's two more to find, and SemperFi might be baited into the crossfire. Kaido on the offline, going to be able to swing and find some success. Another trade as well from Finn, so we're down to the 2v2.
That's good work from Finn to grab that one. And Tomoko pushing up with those dualies. You always feel powerful with those dualies and Kevlar on a pistol. Always try and deliver with it.
Oh.
Now Valiance with a KD of 14-5 looking for more. And there's a goosh. And there's a frag on Tomoko. Finn tries to trade immediately. Valiance has a full belt of utility, by the way, in a pistol round. But it's purely down to the battle. 30 HP versus 30 HP. More tick damage to the corner of the wall. With that smoke, that's going to, like, delay this 1v1, I think. To go a little while longer, but he's hearing the footsteps, I think, Finn. Does he know he's going behind him? Reload coming through. Surely he's heard it. He has now. And he'll hit the body shot. Bit of a weird ending to that round, but Finn had him locked in spawn either which way. Yeah,
definitely a great minds think alike situation. And both going the same way. Sad that... It's so sad to see that much utility purchased up and none used. You know, like, there's the smoke, the molly, the flash. Yes, he wants them for later on. You don't want to get caught pulling out util. There's all these reasons why you don't use it. But it's just so sad. That's like, what? $900. Someone even, like, dropped him a flash. So,
yeah.
What a waste. What a waste. Fast approach from SemperFi to get this one over and done with. They have forced up, they have Tech 9s, and they have not found success. Not initially. Kaido falling, Ali as well. And the 3v1 for Val on half HP. Has a flash to play with, has the bomb on the belt, and has a gap towards the A site. If he keeps on gunning it, might be able to find himself the plant. Yeah, gets around the corner.
I think Finn's going to be here in time, though. Yeah, he is. So it should be no risk here. There we go. Actually, that's the immediate dink. Fair play. But Finn will get away with it. And Finn's been pretty imperative at the early stages of the second half. May have only got, like, what, 2 kills in the first half. But that just plenty doesn't matter. Like, if you get impact kills in the beginning of the second half, you won the pistol for your team. You can improve your form a little bit over the course of the second half and be an impact player. Then you've done your job. And who knows, could get them back into the game. And there's a long way to go for that. Keen is going to drop an AK to Shady. Try and do some damage in this eco round.
Yeah, we'll see what they're able to make happen here. Looks like he's going to be taking the AK back towards the A site. A main uncontested by Alter Ego. They're just playing the space game, creating distance, looking for info before making any moves here on the CT side. And SemperFi all grouped up. If Shady can't find the pick that he's looking for, you know, that AK can at least be recycled. So, gets extra value. In theory. And not a bad rotation back towards mid here. That has been heard with Tomoko in con. And with the nade bounced off the window there, SemperFi able to make the read that someone's playing towards camera. Shady. Gonna look for the pick. Oh, and gets 2. That's double the value for the money. And a couple of weapons to play with as well. Finn now in between a rock and a hard place with a lot of T's running at him.
Yeah, this is why I said he needs to deliver situations like this. He gets his one and falls back, and it allows More rotations to come through to help out. Giving up the plant here is not the bad thing to do. It's all good if you can get your teammates in position to help out, and he's found both of those 2 kills. There we go, Finn. Doing great work for his team here. Bomb is down. They haven't figured out where Savage is playing from yet. He has managed to steal away an AK. He will not be taking part in this clutch at all. He wants to keep that gun for the next round. I'll have one player holding the defuse. All good. No risk of losing to what technically would be a 3v0 with Savage disconnected from the site. They realise that. And the gap is now closed to 3. Good work from Finn, saving their ass in the last couple of rounds.
Good damage to that CT economy. And yeah, you could see Savage. He wanted to go for that sneaky mid-wrap all the way through Beach, through CT. But unfortunately, when things go wrong, you just call it, you know, bombs down, just cop the save, keep the rifle across to the next. And you'll take that for sure. Ali with the AWP online. And a decent spawn is going to go for the mid-peak. CT's not showing face and not giving him any opportunity for the AWP to find that early impact. He says smoke, forcing them to peek on the arch side instead. And Kaito is ready. It's all worked out for him.
Flash to check for Bentet. We'll see nothing. Some good information. Moving these 4 players over toward A, and it might not be the best call. It would still put you in toward 2 players. Close position here for Finn with Kaito in heaven. Swapping some utility over, and now just at exactly the wrong time. Oh, this is nightmarish. Just when they try and remove that angle from heaven is when Alistair goes for his peak. He does get himself that one, but thankfully Kaito still trades it. So they've got a 4v3. They've got that man advantage retained, but Bentet will go down heaven. So back into an even standpoint with the bomb going down.
Patience to pull that flash out and make it a little safer on the cross, because Kaito was positioned perfectly to get another pick. And on the back of side here, Valiant has to fight solo. Shady still tucked away on the cake side. Will be able to win his fight. Savage as well. And it all works out in the 2v3. Locking it down on the post plant. Another on the board for SemperFi, edging closer to the W.
That's a good hold. We're kind of always at a disadvantage in that entire round until the last couple of kills. Alter Ego will be kicking themselves that they get off the angle with Kaito toward heaven just as Alistair goes for the peek forward. And a little jiggle from Finn on site. Gets punished. It all falls apart from there pretty much, even though they did manage to retain that 4v3 originally. They lost control of the site after that. Changed the face of the round, and now they're down to a full eco other than a hero M4 for Tomiko.
Ooh, King putting the team on his shoulders here and drawing a lot of attention over towards A. I think 2 players were spotted. And with a B pick, SemperFi hit the go button. Accelerator straight to the floor, and the bomb planted for main. But not quite open for Con, so we'll see if that comes back to bite them. But it is just going to be that low buy, and Finn, we'll see if he can get a pick with the AK here. Tomiko falling. Signals that the CTs, they're interested in finding some kind of damage. But again, you got Bentet with an A1, so you just save these weapons to the next. Give yourself a shooting shot and as much utility as possible into the next, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Only Bilal hanging around to try and find an exit of his own, but he'll just put his teeth right on that bullet.
See you later. Maybe not see you next round for too many rounds either, because it could be about to say goodbye to the Asia qualifiers for ESL Pro League. Had a good run through the open qualifier into the closed. Thankfully for them, got a forfeit, of course, in that first game. Definitely was helpful. I believe that Sheikah roster couldn't field a full team on the day. Had Impression and Splashski on the roster as well, 2 known names from Singapore over the years, but unfortunately couldn't play today. Gave Alter Ego a path through to play SemperFi right here, right now. And they haven't embarrassed themselves at all. Great map 1. Kept it relatively close on map 2 for a good period of time. SemperFi just won that economic battle in the second half on Inferno and streak clear. They've kind of always been in control of Anubis as well. Kept Alter Ego at arm's length. Now 2 away from closing it out and getting through to stage 2 of this qualifier.
SemperFi again, just defaulting it up, trying to feel out what Alter Ego are bringing into the round. And Keen, relatively uncontested on this A main control, another round back-to-back. Starting to bait out some of that Alter Ego utility. And Finn showing where that AK has been positioned with the spray into the smoke. SemperFi won't back down though. You can see the bomb starting to rotate towards A. And I think it's Shady who is going to try to activate later on through mid. So we might see the 4-1 split. But in the meanwhile, Alter Ego doing the right thing, flashing into B main and getting a world of information.
Oh, Kaito holding a pretty normal angle, but Keen pre-aims it perfectly, and he can just entry the bomb site all by himself here. They've actually done really well to find a number of nice trades over toward A, and the bomb actually is on the floor here. And okay, Alistair's missed his shot. So suddenly, Keen completely cleared the B side of the map, but they had no knowledge, of course, he was going to do that all by himself. So the bomb is dropped in Bentet's possession, and he's got the health advantage as well.
Keen starting to play. Making his way towards A main. Knife out, gun back in hand. And the wide swing gets it done. He cops a tag to 1 point of health, but still hits the headshot that he needed to connect on. And that's going to be 12 put up on the board. SemperFi 1 round away from making it to the next stage.
Oh, that's dirty, man. That's so frustrating if you're Bentet. He's done such an incredible job to recover that round. And Keen has bailed out Alistair. Shot he shouldn't have missed. Should have been a trade. But Keen's quad kill. All 3 over toward B in the critical 1v1. To get SemperFi to 12. Beautifully done. And now Alter Ego have got 3 MP9s, a FAMAS and an M4 to try and recover this. Great aggression, great control of the map, but it's going to be still hard to get openings when the default is being held as it is by SemperFi.
Ooh, Savage. In a solid position to deal with this aggression, dink for dink, but the AK packs that extra punch. And now he gives the line. And gets the extra info that they're looking for. Shady as well, going to go for the wraparound. Missed opportunity on the trade. And Keen in the meanwhile, he's got that pick towards B. With that opening and B main control, SemperFi should end up towards this B site. But it feels like the rotation has been heard. You can see the bomb starting the transition towards B anyway. But Valiant sees that A's fully open. And the CT's there here. Molly goes towards Temple. Bomb starts to shift its way back towards A. And Valiant's in a great position to stop these rotates as well as get every bit of information from the sound cues and that pick. This should be game, set, and match.
Especially with Tomoko being so low, like we've said, this is a great performance from SemperFi. This is definitely a losable game for them, especially after map 1. They had a number of mistakes on map 1, which really cost them. Looked like they were completely all over the place. But hang on, this round's all over the place as well. Look how disconnected Shady is. They've looked away from the angle at the perfectly the wrong time. And suddenly the bomb is being diffused in the open. It's a 10 seconds. Shady can't see it in time. Oh my word. We go on a few rounds more maybe in this one.
Lordy, lordy, lordy. The plants at cake instead of the tail of fish. Mate, could have been that little bit more open. They felt like they had it. Attention drawn from the member coming from storage instead. And Ali, you saw him just look back away from the A main player. Oh, that one hurts. And now Alter Ego, they've taken the opportunity. Let's see if they can make the most of it.
Yeah, I was on my commentary line that would close out a series. And I had to do a quick 360 on that one. And we couldn't have more rounds to play because Bilal and Tomoko are doing a good job of holding this B play. Bomb dropped in the mouth of the entrance. Even a running USP from Bilal to remove Keen from the round. And suddenly, it's 12-8. Money is not great across the board. They've got 3 players who are on an eco. So it looks like we're buying 2 rifles. We're evening out the money somewhat here. So it's winnable round, but there's a chance for Alter Ego to keep closing this gap here.
SemperFi taking a tactical. You know, things start to go wrong. They get forced in. You could see, like, towards B main as well, they were trying to go for a faster approach and then lost it anyway. And now the economy is all over the place. Shady could drop an AK if they want to go for the force. But if you keep on forcing, you give Alter Ego these easier and easier rounds and allowing them to get the confidence and the momentum back up in a round which, well, a game which is lost for them. Should have been lost for them. What do we got?
Yeah, X-Talon and Mindfreak unfortunately forced to wait a little while longer. They've been waiting an extra like half an hour or so probably to get ready and play this one.
Yeah.
That will be the next game on this stream, just as an FYI. Make sure to stick around if you're a fan of those boys.
And SemperFi just baiting out utility. Running around, making a ruckus. And off that util, you can usually track how many CTs are playing which, where, and how. All of the above. And Keen with that one smoke, so... Looking like we... I'm going to see SemperFi probably try and hit this A site. No pick and con. And that cross comes through unspotted. Kaido should have heard that, though. And now with the contact. Keen looking to lead the charge here. And it's just a matter of moments before they come in.
Finn was 2-10, if you remember, after the first half. He's now 13-13. He's recovered his KD pretty impressively. Again, this is a tough round. If you overexpose for 1 second, it could be the end of you. And there we go. Valiance will hit the D. Bomb can be planted. Big damage. And Savage will get a lineup. Some team damage in the mix there as well. So awkward. And now it has to be Tomoko on the big flank. But he's whiffed his lines. Finally able to connect with a kill. But there's still 3 more to find. It's endearing toward heaven. I don't think it will spread actually toward the corner. But hang on. Keen peeks anywhere. And Tomiko flicks him out of the round. Incredible shot. But Bilal is 22 HP. He's got 2 bullets. Surely this one is not possible. And it's not. Savage will get it over the line with a great quad kill. SemperFi were the better team overall. Fair play Alter Ego. But it will be SemperFi to go through to stage 2 of this qualifier.
Yeah, they just run it down with the death ball, lead the charge with the pistols, and let the rifles trade out. Lovely couple of kills there as well as the bomb was being planted. Making it work, finally. Eventually, there on Anubis. But yeah, 2-1.